is the moment you've all been waiting for. It's time!
Hello and welcome back to the Loose Nuts Tight Bolts podcast.
Back again.
Hi.
Back
Andy's
again.
here.
Andy's here, so sorry for the ears.
And a voice we haven't heard for a while is...
The Chad is back.
The Chad is back.
I'm finally feeling up to scratch and made it here.
Finally
Good.
feeling ready to talk some shit.
Yeah.
Talk
We
some
suppose you've
shit.
probably been ready the whole time. You just haven't felt like sitting there.
No, I've been feeling pretty average.
Yeah. Oh, that's not
I had
good,
a
man.
little stint in my holiday camp.
In your holiday camp.
Well, I call it a holiday camp because, you get free food and accommodation. So.
Jelly.
No, they do a good Bulla ice cream tub for dessert. We'll give them that.
Ooh, with the wooden spoon?
No, they give you a proper metal spoon.
Oh, wow.
That's probably the only thing worth eating in there, isn't it?
Yeah, well, no, the meals aren't too bad, actually. For hospital food, it's not bad.
That's not too bad.
Really.
Yeah, no, see, I'd still look at it and go, ugh.
You only eat three things. You're like a child.
KFC,
Chicken nuggets. and
Chicken
chips.
nuggets. Yeah.
chicken
Chicken-
schnitzel burgers,
Chicken, cheese, chips.
chicken schnitzel burgers.
That's
But
not,
I eat broccolini.
That's not a
Oh,
food.
fucking, that's a big step. Broccolini, whoa, slow
Hey,
down.
if anyone listens to this that knows me and has known me for the last 40-odd years, yes, that is a massive step.
Well, it's time to grow the fuck up and eat some food.
Shut up, cunt. No, I said let's start this to put shit on each other, not on me.
it's not that leafy green you enjoy lately, is it?
Yeah.
No, it's definitely not.
You're married to a chef and you only eat air fryer food.
No,
Oh,
I
so
don't.
you're engaged to a chef, so.
I don't, but she cooks and does an awesome job. And
Yeah, but the only food you like is
no,
like
I've
beige air fryer.
since meeting her. No, I have my
Palate has extended, has it?
has extended. I eat pesto pasta now, like
Whoa.
Well, you've moved on from the kids menu to the adult menu of
ish,
like,
adult-ish,
schnitzels and
in the middle of the
chips.
kids and adult.
yeah, the
okay,
the
so
entree menu.
Yeah.
but pesto pasta, I wouldn't have touched that because it's green.
Is it still dinosaur pasta or have you moved on to actual, like, penne?
No, it's penne.
It's bow tie pasta, thank
Bow
you.
tie.
Bow tie.
Or as
I'm sure it
Manny
has
would
a
call it,
different-
twisty pasta.
Twisty pasta.
Isn't that penne? No, that's not penne, is it?
No, I know. Yeah, no. Yeah, the twisty pasta's
the
the.
long round one, like the...
Oh, the tube.
The tube.
Yeah, okay.
Now we don't. Last week,
I'm
we
doing pasta.
the week
chat.
before we were
Pasta
politics.
special.
Last week we were fucking weed. This week
No,
we're.
then weeds
oh,
filled a couple
And
episodes.
Now we're going to talk about
Filler.
pasta. Spaghetti and bolognese.
Something I can't have.
Oh yes, sorry Dan.
So-
How's that going for you, Dan?
Yeah.
You look very depleted.
Yeah, I've contemplated taking a short walk, long walk off a short bridge with some concrete boots. But
Or just have some lunch.
yeah, it's all just have some lunch. But no, it's not going too bad. It's going all right.
It's going all right.
Yeah, actually, the easiest thing so far has been the alcohol
Uh,
to give up. Not even the food.
Everyone went silent because it's like,
Alcohol.
That'd be my
Even-
hardest thing to give up, I reckon.
That so far has been the
Yeah.
easiest thing. I'm just like,
I don't think you could give it up.
Oh,
so far that's the easiest. But the no food when you guys had KFC today. That was a
Doesn't work.
bit of a struggle.
Oh yeah.
I was like, oh, just let me
No,
sniff
but
it.
I felt so bad. Like I haven't had KFC. It doesn't work. Go get the other chair.
Actually, no. To be honest, it was the other day when you had the chicken schnitzel burgers,
Oh, they were good
which
yesterday.
I just like. They look so good. I know
Chicken.
they are good.
Chicken snitty burger. Well, it's just a schnitzel. You've gone from kids menu to adult menu, but it's still a schnitzel on a burger.
Yeah, but-
Instead of a schnitzel with chips
But hold on a sec.
in the shape of a
big chicken
dinosaur.
But it's schnitzel. It was just a snitty and cheese on a roll.
Still, it's fucking delicious.
It
Yeah,
is
I
good.
tried this argument with my kids. We ran out of chicken nuggets, but we had chicken tenders, right? I'm like, they're just a big chicken nugget. No, they wouldn't have it.
No, they're not.
You know what
Did
gets
you
your
say-
kids
They
off a
when you
chicken
cut
nugget?
them up.
Cut 'em up. Yeah.
You know what gets your kids off a chicken nugget? I told my kids this. I told them they cram a whole chicken into just a nugget. That's why they taste so good. And they were like, no.
That's a lot of nugget. That's a lot.
That's a lot of
Do you
chicken.
reckon chicken's the most murdered animal in the world?
100%.
Did you see recently that KFC, even McDonald's and chicken sales have dropped for the first time ever? KFC
Wow.
and McDonald's have lost sales for the first time ever since
On
being-
chicken.
Yep. Down. Sales are down.
Why?
Not prices are down.
Oh, that's
sales
because
are
there's
down.
so many vegans out there now.
vegan, vegetarian and stuff. But like you get a plate of wings from the restaurant. How many chickens die? Like how many wings are there?
Well,
But
yeah,
don't forget, they're going to be
Yeah,
not just
yeah,
the
I know.
wing. They're
Yeah.
also supplying chicken breasts and they're supplying
Yeah,
drumsticks
yeah, I know.
and thighs.
and then
It's
the,
just-
the,
it's
the
just
chicken
funny.
feet.
Yeah.
It's just funny. You look at like
Chicken feet.
Yeah.
if you look at like the Yanks,
Chicken
every
hearts?
time like the Super Bowl's on, there's a massive like chicken wings everywhere.
Yeah,
Like
imagine.
fucking billions of
We-
chickens. and
go to
Surely they'd be
um,
going wingettes and drumsticks
yeah.
as well.
Yeah, that's
Sure,
it.
you'd think so, but
go to Braza down in Sydney, right? The Brazilian barbecue
Oh, I thought you said
restaurant.
something else.
Bra-
So did I.
no, it's not bras and thing. It's,
no,
no.
Braza, and they
On
serve
wine
chicken
place.
hearts.
you can buy them in Coles.
Why?
Boys,
Because I don't know, it's a delicacy of some
No,
trade.
you got to stand
like
that
chicken
up.
feet.
they
You
love
got to
'em.
stand that mic up.
You got to
Yeah.
talk to the side.
Go
of
get
it.
the other chair, would you?
I just you just
No,
gotta-
he wants to be taller anyways.
Yeah, I feel like
He's a short ass and he's wearing these short shorts.
His
and
tackle
his
bag
white
nearly
legs
slipped
are
out.
sticking out.
Oh, we
Are
still,
those things legal?
I don't know.
apparently
Like,
not even his shortest.
that was funny. So we're talking about these the other. No, these ones are the short ones, aren't they?
Are they his?
They're not. Oh shit.
Oh, I see. You got some like truck driving stubbies with the one pocket. Yeah.
Now stand the mic up.
Say hello.
is that better?
That is
Yeah.
a little bit. Let me just. I'll just go over there. And,
Yeah, you sort him out.
Fix him up, will you? Yeah.
Not again.
You got any tech tips, Dan, while we're at it? No, you're not a tech
I'm
tip
not a
guy.
tech tip
You're the
guy.
tooltip guy.
I'm the tooltip
Okay.
guy, which
Should
actually.
we tooltip while these two screw around with the microphone?
Yeah, so I was watching another one of these TikTok things again. There was another Harbour Freight thing. They had the Snap-on make this awesome ball joint press.
Like
prob-
the
Yeah,
big C.
yeah.
Yeah.
So there was a knockoff one from Harbour Freight, and it literally just snapped in half.
Oh,
As someone was trying to do it, like snapped right at the end.
that's terrible.
I'm like, it does pay to buy quality tools sometimes.
see, that's my argument right there.
cast
yeah.
alloy? Cast.
Yeah,
Cast
it was
alloy. Cast
cast,
alloy,
yeah,
yeah.
cast cheap shit,
Quality.
Chinese cast junk,
Porous.
snapped.
Um,
Imagine that. As
sorry,
you
can we
Imagine
just-
loading the thing up and it just lets go.
We're just gonna quiet for a second. We're just gonna do a bit of a test.
Hi.
Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah, that's not too bad.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. That's better. All right. So now you can relax and talk properly. Then don't feel ashamed about your loud voice. Like it's okay.
No, you've shown me enough about it.
he's now going to become Hayden. He's not going to talk at all.
My name's Jeff.
Now he's just going to be Hayden. Oh, guys.
Yeah. So what are we talking about tonight? Chad's gonna run through a few
Yeah,
things.
Chad's gonna-
Cheers, Chad. He brought a laptop
I
in.
brought my laptop in
Yeah.
just so I can show you the 3D imagery because, we have not got the GoPro going, so I can't show anyone else.
Yeah. We need,
It's just a CAD assembly drawing, a propeller hub, and a propeller shaft. So you know how those bits go in, go together, and then what it does when it operates.
well, that'll be good for me to know because I'm going on the cruise next week.
So you'll be able to see what it does. So I put it flat so everyone can see it.
Wow, look at that. The ThinkPad actually goes flat. All right, guys, we're having a bit of a.
Yeah, having a bit of this is
I'll talk you through it. So that's what they call a blade carrier.
Yep.
So all four of those go in first. So they have to go in a certain pattern because if you don't get them in a certain pattern, you can't get the crosshead in.
yeah,
You-
right.
4 blade carriers go in, and then you rotate them. And then after those, there's 4 sliding blocks which fit on a pin, and then they fit in the slot of the crosshead, which is this piece. So you see the slot is L-shaped, so it allows the 4 sliding blocks to go up, but you've also got to rotate each blade carrier slowly to turn it over center, so it goes from being hard against that side to this side. And because the blade carriers turn, it pushes the crosshead up. So you've got to turn all 4 little bit by little bit by little bit. Eventually you get them to a point where they go over center and then the yoke goes in.
Question: how big is that? Like that?
They can go from like 100 mil to 600,
Yeah, nice.
That's
How-
that's variable pitch stuff. So, and then you've got blades on top of that. But you can get fixed pitch propellers, which are frequency drive, like a brushless motor,
Yep.
but just the size of 3 cars. Run a fixed pitch so they can control the speed because they can control the pole as the motor turns. So those props can go up to 10 meters across.
Fuck
So
me.
you're talking a 100-ton type propeller. Just the propeller on its own is 100-ton, roughly.
Jesus.
Give or take a few hundred kilos.
So those guys that fell off the Titanic and hit the propeller on the way down, that'd really hurt.
Yeah, that ding sound in the movie that is actually someone whacking a blade.
Oh,
to get the
really?
sound. Yeah, it is an actual sound.
That'd be as opposed to drowning, that'd be a pretty quick.
Yeah, falling that far and smacking into a blade.
As
yeah.
opposed to drowning and freezing to death in those water temperatures you have to go through.
Yeah.
What I
I'd
don't
rather
understand is
take that propeller.
People say, like you hear people say quite often that drowning is like quite a peaceful way to die.
No fucking way. It would be
Absolutely
fucking
not.
torture.
Once
Like,
you've
you-
lost all your oxygen
Yeah, you,
and you take that first lung full of water and you can't breathe anymore, I think everything switches off, and then that's what they talk about.
but
is
it's the
piece.
running out of oxygen.
It's that minute or half, minute and a
that
half
bit,
before
yeah,
that,
where
you're
you're-
freaking out.
It's that bit where you go, I
yeah.
fucked up here.
It's
Like,
it's the
that's
final
bit.
part when you're about to die. It's probably peaceful, but yeah, you're leading up to it is awful.
Yeah.
And what the other side bit of that, and then we'll get off it. How the fuck do they know? Who have they asked?
It's not like you can ask someone to drown.
That's it.
You know.
How was it? Oh, they're dead.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Quite.
no response. Apparently, it's peaceful. He looks peaceful.
Yeah, he's quiet.
Fucking hell.
So once you get the crosshead in, then that piece that's going in now is the inner pipe, so the inner oil pipe. So that delivers hydraulic oil through the crosshead to the other side. So on the other side of on the back side of the hub, part of the crosshead has a piston seal. So all the hydraulics is done in the back of the hub. Well, some is in the back of the hub, some's in the front of the hub. Depends on the design of the hub. So we have E's and D's and C-type hubs. They're all different. So it's not a mechanical adjustment, like it's not controlled. Some of the early stuff, like little yachts and things like that, are controlled with a rod, like a solid rod, which moves it from inside the vessel, which has a servo inside. The bigger stuff is all hydraulically done within the hub. So the yoke is moved by hydraulic pressure, which travels inside the oil pipe for a head or a stern, depending on the hub. And then outside the oil pipe, but inside the propeller shaft, is the second stage of the hydraulic. So one oil's got to go in, the other oil's got to come out. So that's the only way you can get a piston to move. So it's like a ram. Like think of a ram. You put pressure on one side and it pushes it out.
Yep.
You put pressure on the other, it pushes it in. But to push it in, the oil on the other side's got to come out. Otherwise, you end up with hydraulic lock.
Correct.
So the inner oil pipe does two things. It delivers the oil pressure. It's also a mechanical feedback to tell you where your blades are because it moves up and down with the yoke.
So just a question on this piece here. So this here,
That's the blade carrier.
the blade attaches to that.
Yep.
Is that, like, can that be adjusted?
It moves. It turns in an arc, and which adjusts the blade to a head or a stern. So the way these are designed is,
So that's what turns the boat.
the prop does a constant pitch, constant RPM, sorry. So the prop might do 600 RPM,
Yep.
and at 0, while they're slightly astern, I think it's between 3 and 4 degrees astern, is what they call zero thrust. So it's at its neutral point where it doesn't go forward or backwards, and it can spin at 600 RPM at that, and the ship won't move. So until you move the blade, that's where you get your drive from, a head or a stern. And if you want to go faster, you give it more pitch.
Interesting. See, I always thought they had one of those big rudder things to
No.
steer them.
Yeah, well, the rudder does steer it, but this is your propulsion.
I'm actually trying to look back at the Titanic movie right now and see.
Yeah, well, your rudder will steer your vessel, but they also have in the bow, most of big vessels have got a tunnel thruster, which is basically a small one of these in a tube laterally across the bow of the boat, and that can steer the front of the boat sideways. big vessels, you'll find cruise ships have 2 in the back, 3 in the front. Some have 2 in the front, 1 in the back, so they can park the vessel themselves. They just sail in, stop, and then sideways it into the wharf. So it gives them manoeuvrability.
I've seen that.
Hmm.
I've been on a boat when it's done that, and you're like, fuck, how's it doing that?
Yeah,
To be honest, I wouldn't watch the Titanic before you go on a cruise.
I would.
Nah, that's all right.
I liked it. I used to get on the plane and watch like air crash investigation.
What
People
the-
next to me be
You are a
freaking out.
sicko.
I watch
You are a sicko. Sit
Well,
there
there's
and watch
nothing
it.
you can do. If
Yeah,
that plane's going
I
to crash,
suppose.
that's it. It's
I
game
watched
over.
what is
Enjoy
it, 2012? The movie
Oh, yeah, yeah.
2012, and there's another movie. They end up on ships at the end of it.
Oh, Jesus. Thanks.
Yeah. Thanks, Scoop. That's like saying he finds his wife like at the end of the movie.
Oh, I can't remember what it's called now.
Two lovers, they meet and fall in love.
Yeah,
every
they hate each
single-
other in the middle, and then all of
Yeah.
a sudden they
Yeah.
find like at the end they can't live without each other.
Tick tock, tick tock.
No.
Okay, so
But-
okay,
but-
yeah, we'll get to this. So
Yeah.
that's the inner oil pipe. I'm going to get hub bolts onto your propeller shaft. And there's alignment dowels, so it lines up center. So that's your inner oil pipe. And then it'll show you now. So dowels go in, so the blades can only go on one position. You can't. Well, you can get them backwards, but you'd be doing real well. So you have 4 individual blades. Some are clockwise, some are counterclockwise. Some ships turn both the same direction. Some turn them inboard, so one's counter, one's clockwise. Some turn them outboard. Depends on what they want. Most cruise ships turn out because it's quiet. Not cruise ships, so anything that's commercial will turn inboard because the pulse of the blade coming past the hub, the keel of the vessel, gives you more thrust and it gives you more drive. And the more thrust you can get and the more drive you can get, the less power you have to use, the less fuel you use. So it makes the vessel more efficient. It's all about using fuel.
Yeah, okay.
Everything's about fuel.
Yeah, I suppose, because they want the comfort on the cruise and they don't
Yeah,
really care about the
Because
fuel usage.
the last thing you want is like patrons
Yeah.
listening to the propellers going. It's annoying.
You hear that anyways in a way, but
So do they design the hull of the ship differently as well? Like depending on how that's like when they know what sort of drive system they want.
Yep.
Will they then design the hull? Because I know there's different types of hulls in like
Yep.
smaller boats.
Yep.
Is it the same sort of thing? Like the difference between like a cruise ship and say like a big commercial?
Yeah. So if it's a commercial boat, it's designed for load carrying capacity.
Yep.
Because that's what makes the money, and then they make the propulsion system as efficient as possible.
Yeah. Okay.
If it's cruise ship, they try and have them a compromise of the things economic through the water and quiet, as well as some speed because they need to obviously make time frames and things like
Yeah.
that. So it's a compromise of both.
Yeah.
And then you can get the Navy, on the other hand, just has vessels for certain things. So our new destroyers are designed to go fast, like they're like the old FFGs we had were really quick. The new destroyers aren't as quick as the old FFGs, but they're not far off it.
Yeah.
Whereas you've got things like your LHDs, which is your they call it landing helicopter dock. So they can land helicopters on it. It's like a big bathtub. So it's designed for carrying lots of load. They can actually load army ducks and vessels inside, just sink the back of the vessel, and everything just sails out the back
Yeah. Okay.
and then floats it back up and sails away. So it doesn't need to go close to land to unload its
Yeah.
payload. They can just put everything on pontoons and float it all out the back and send it to the beach or wherever they need to
Yeah,
go.
okay.
Like they're very universal.
The big floating bathtub.
Yeah, they are L1 and L2 the lemons. But this will give you an idea. So this will show you what the blades do. So this is clockwise rotating, and then it'll show you how the blades pitch. So that's a stern, and then they turn back to a head, and you'll see just here the inner oil pipe moves up and down when the blades rotate. The idea of like I said, the inner oil pipe has two jobs. So it delivers the oil, and it also gives you a feedback connector. So they have a thing at the front called an OD box, which is oil distribution, which controls where the oil goes, a head or a stern. and that also has a mechanical feedback and an indicator on it. So when they go into dock and everything like this is all pulled apart, so it can be all measured and checked and everything's within spec. When they go back together, you need to set your hub at 0 pitch, which is different to 0 thrust. So 0 pitch is your blade 90 degrees to your hub, and then you go inside and set your OD box indicator, your mechanical indicator, to 0. So, and then you don't touch it, because if anything happens and you need to make alterations or change stuff while the vessel's afloat, you've got a datum to set your 0 from. So if you replace pop meters, sensors that tell the PLC upstairs where the blades are, if something fails, you can take one off, you put it on 0 pitch and just set it to the right resistance, and away you go. So it's sort of a fail-safe sort of thing.
It's a
There's a bit of redundancy in them as well. So
it sounds confusing, but I can a lot of engineering went into it.
there is a lot, yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, that's very interesting, and
that's just the propeller side of it. You've got the control side of it, which is matched to the engine, because you can't go just screwing the prop pod full, because that'll just wreck your engine. It'll tear the coupling apart for the engine. So it's load dependent. How much pitch you can put on depends on how much load your engine can take.
So a boat, the big ships, they don't have a gearbox.
Some do.
Some do?
Some do, some don't. Depends on the size of the vessel.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
So
just throw in the
some-
tree.
You throw it on the
Yeah,
tree.
it's just mate, you're going forward or backwards, that's it. So they have a big ball gear.
What do they call that, a Turbo 1700?
I've got stuff in here on gearboxes. I'll have to try and find it.
All right.
Yeah, it's,
There is one thing, I don't know if you're done with that, and we can come back to it, but I really want to know what that is.
The seal.
That-
Can you pass that down,
that is
Andy?
what's commonly known as a M9 main bar seal.
A main bar seal.
Well, it's a deep sea seal. Sorry, not main bar.
So,
They're from the UK. This was.
so I'm guessing, obviously, it's going to be
Yeah.
round.
Yep. So it's a pie cut of what is in the seal.
Yeah, right.
So you have. I can pull a drawing up and show you. It'd be easier just to point out what's what.
I'll give it to you.
So they bolt to the bulkhead like that. So bulkhead's here. This part is your main support housing. Then you have your face carrier. This is your face, this piece. So to build these, there's 3 parts. That's an inflatable seal. So what happens with that is that sits not inflated all the time. It's an emergency seal. So this is your redundancy. So if you need to change the face in your seat or do any maintenance or whatever, you can inflate this, and it blows up onto the propeller shaft, and it stops oil coming or stops water coming in. These are designed a lot for water. So water lubricated stern tube instead of oil. So
Is that a one-time use, that inflator? Or
no, you can use them several times.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So main seal housing, inflatable seal. So inside, that is what's called the backing spring.
Yep.
Oh, sorry. Let me start again. That is your inner spring. So first thing, what we do is you sit the 2 housings. So imagine 2 round housings. So main housings bolted stern tube to the bulkhead. This housing sits, and we put wooden blocks in here to get the right gap, and then you wedge this up with wedges so it's central on the shaft, so it holds it in position where it needs to be. Once that's in, then your inner spring goes on, which is, see these little
Yep.
rubbers? They're like O-rings. So the spring is like an omega shape, and right in the corner there's little springs. So you got to whack those in. That goes all the way around. Then once that's on, then that rubber you can see, there's 3 1/4 turns of that rubber. So
Looks
that
like
rubber,
conveyor belt.
it is. It's thin and it's flat, and it comes in a roll about that round, depending on the seal. So they change sizes. What you've got to do is start it, and you've got to stretch it and pull it round. And as you stretch it and pull it round, it conforms to the shape of the inner spring. But it's got to go over the inner spring and then sit flat here. It has to go to the edges here. And if you get it too tight, it doesn't go all the way to the edge. And if you don't get it tight enough, there's excess. So it's a feel thing. After you've done a few, you get an idea of how far you've got to stretch it and wrap it round. So once that's done, 3.5 layers of that, or three and a quarter is the minimum, 3.5 maximum. Because if you go too tight, you don't get the seal here. Then it's taped with electrical. It's like an electrical tape, but it's a waterproof electrical tape that's twice as strong as normal electrical tape. I'll bring some in so you can have a piece. So it's taped twice round that edge, and then you cross over twice around that edge, and then come back and then round the middle. Once that's done, then the backing springs go on. There's 3 of these, so they're not one piece. There's 3 or 4, depends on the size of the seal. They go on at spaces, and they have these braces. I can't remember the name of them. Yeah, they have at the end of them. They turn up and have holes in them, so they've got bolts that go through that lock them together. So if there's 3 pieces, like 1, 2, 3, each end has 2 bolts through it, and you've got to tighten it up. And as you tighten it up, it clamps around the outside. So you've got backing spring. There's also what they call a bridging spring, which is same thing as this, but it's only a short piece, and it fits between the 2 of these. It's involved.
It's definitely like.
It's very involved.
How long would it take you to redo like that seal?
So we.
How big is it?
Depends on the size. So they start from like 6. Or they start from 450, 500, 600. The FFGs the propeller shaft was 625 diameter. So pretty big shaft. And they ran these. The new destroyers run these, but they're smaller. The shafts, I think, are only 450 from memory. But they're a really good seal. So once you've done that, then before you pull the blocks, before you put your interlayer on, you pull the block of wood out of the center, but leave the wedge in here so it holds it in the right spot. Do all this, put all that together, and then you can take your wedge out. And then there's this little square rubber thing here, which is what we call a sealing strip, and that's what your face sits in. So this piece is 1/2 of the mechanical seal, which is your face material, which is Manatex, which looks like a bit of timber, but it's not. It's rope and resin and all sorts of weird stuff. And then this is all fixed. So from here to here is fixed. And then on your propeller shaft, you have a seat which sits against that, and that rotates. That's got 2 O-rings on it, which seals the propeller shaft to the seat. And then the seat and the face run together in a mechanical seal, and that's what seals the seal, stops water and oil coming out of it.
You're right. I never would have thought it went that way.
There's a bit involved in that, isn't there?
I mean, for mechanics that are looking at go, what the fuck?
Fuck, just pull it out and whack a rubber one in.
It's same principle as your water pump seals, just a mechanical seal. 2 services running together, they just make them like this, so they're rebuildable. You don't have to pull the propeller shaft out to rebuild the seal.
Yeah, I suppose you'd be fucking spewing if you had how are you going to hit a 600 mil seal in as well?
Yeah.
I don't think
they're big,
tap.
like these things are quite heavy. Everything in them is heavy.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Especially the big ones. For the FFGs, they were heavy. They'd probably take us 5 or 6 days.
Far out, I suppose.
To do one seal.
By the time you strip it, pull everything out of the boat, because you can't do it in there. You've got to build it in there as well. You can't build it off the boat and put it on. There's no room. The thing's way too big.
Wow.
And you're working in a
Time.
space. If you put a roof over your head here, this is your space you're
Go out of
working
my
in.
head 'cause I'm a little bit high.
Yeah. Like you're working in a space that's not much larger than the seal, because no one gives the poor engineer any room. Stern tube seal is the last thing people think about.
Yeah,
So they're just jammed down in this little tunnel hole somewhere.
Get it fixed.
So engineers haven't changed in that side of
No,
things.
no.
they're
From
they're
boats
still-
to cars
Yeah.
to everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
like I
that's,
say, engineers worked on what they design.
Oh, big
Things would be a
different world.
lot different.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well.
But yeah, like that's only one of the ones that we do. And then you've got to test the inflatable. So we can bond them. They have.
How does it inflate?
So it has air that's delivered
It's like,
through.
like a balloon, you know?
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah,
It's
blow up a
interesting to
balloon.
see how the
We-
system works, though.
So you have a So an inner piece that sits in there.
Yeah.
And then it doesn't, when you bolt that up, it clamps it tight.
Yeah.
So that piece sits in, because it's not round, it sits down, but it normally sits up and holds those flat in
Yeah.
there. And when it's done up, it wedges it. So, and then these have got holes in it that allow air to go through, and it inflates this section.
And that
Somewhat.
just lets it hold to the so there's no liquid can get through.
Yeah, it just
so
stops-
you can
yeah.
do an emergency repair on it
Yep.
or something.
Yeah.
Nice. See,
Yeah.
that's smart.
That is
Redundancy. Everything in shipping has
They
at
have
least
to.
one form of redundancy. Navy stuff usually has two.
yeah.
But isn't that
So-
good? Like, you know, they still make things that they have a lifespan on. They know it has a lifespan, and they know that it will. Everything will fail eventually. And okay, what's our backup? How are we going to get around this?
Yeah.
How are we going to? Let's make it rebuildable, not make it a one-use only.
Yeah,
thing.
exactly. Not like a
cool
throwaway,
that's,
yeah.
It's cool that that's still.
It's
a
good.
thing.
It's good. Like these are deep sea seals, like I say. So deep sea seals is a UK company, and they have been around for a long time. Deep sea seals. So
So
They're-
sorry, go.
they're not only do they do these, they do main bar stuff, which is like for smaller vessels, which is they do split ceramic seals as well. So carbon face, carbon seat, they run together like a water pump. Yeah, they have two carbon faces, same thing, but just on a bigger scale.
But as you were saying before, right? Like, you know, they made this seal that's rebuildable. Yeah, there used to be a time where water pumps were rebuildable.
Well, I did the one on my CBR because
Yeah.
it was cheaper and quicker than waiting for a replacement.
Yeah. But these days, for cars and that, it's cheaper and quicker just to buy another one.
And that's
Yeah.
the thing. Like, there's a whole.
Well,
there's a
I
whole.
don't know about the one Hado's working on. That's
Yeah,
he's
don't
been waiting
get,
on a
don't-
water pump for that for a while, hasn't he?
He's got the water pump today, but today was just a different day.
He's Timu timing belt kit.
No, it was a Temu.
Oh, that was legit, Timu.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't from Temu. It
Might
was
as
just a
well have
brand.
been.
It was just a brand he didn't know. So
Timu.
Dayford got it for us, and then the timing chain kit came up, and then the water pump only just turned up today. But he was like, "There's no fucking good having the timing chain kit because they need the water pump." So
It was a little carry on.
That's Hayden.
No, but there's a whole what we're talking about. There's a whole, I suppose, new school of mechanics that call themselves mechanics when they're not. They're just parts fitters.
Just parts
They,
fitters.
they wouldn't know that you can pull something apart and
Just
rebuild it.
reach up there, Andy,
can.
and grab that book.
yeah,
What's that?
I had one of those books. I don't know if I've probably still got it somewhere. This is the original.
Got some weight.
got
This is
some
the original
knowledge in it.
TAFE textbook. Yeah.
Yep. That's what I had when I went to TAFE. In 1992, I started TAFE.
I wonder. My brother,
We had a VN turn up that was given to the TAFE by Holden. It was just, I don't know, something down the line. It didn't make a QC or something. So they delivered it to us, and they were like, yeah, this is
State of the art.
89 model VN Commodore. And we're like, whoa, this thing's fuel injected V6. It's like blowing people away. Now you're like, no. You do your research on it, and that Buick engine, it was already 20 or 30
Yeah,
years
it's
old
old,
before they put it in the
so
Commodore.
old.
So we were talking about this last time I was on. My TAFE teacher used to be an engineer for Holden Technical Department. The Buick V6 originated as a diesel tugboat motor in the 50s. So if you look at a VN Commodore head, they've actually got blanking screws that have been put in that used to be where the injectors went into the head for the diesel.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, they
That's
were a
cool.
1950s diesel tugboat engine.
There you go.
Oh,
I
sorry.
never knew
And
that.
they were carbied in like Oldsmobiles and
Yep.
stuff. They were front wheel
Knew that.
drive carbies in the 70s. For
Terrible.
like Oldsmobiles.
Good for
And
the time, but not
And
now.
then, they just.
Well,
there
they
was
still
a whole
have- you look at
generation
the
of
block.
kids who held them at $5,000 and put them into a pole.
Oh. Even the top of the block where the manifold fits, it's got the curve at the back for where the distributor should go.
I overheated mine at Barara. I blew a top radiator hose. I distinctly remember just green shower come onto my windscreen. And I was like, that's Friday. I'm going home. I drove it all the way home. I got home, turned it off, went out to start it again to see if it would start, and it was locked. Started it the next day, mint.
No
Put
worries.
top radiator hose on it, good to go.
Cast iron.
Yeah.
Gotta love it.
Just gave her a bit of a service,
good
mate.
How good is this book? It's got
That book.
it's got a Mitsubishi timing chain set up like for the Triton
Yeah.
right here. That's fucking. That's the shit.
That's the book I drag out like, when people ask me questions about, old brakes and alternators and carburetors and dizzies and stuff. I go, "Hang on, let me go and get my book out and I'll show you."
So
It's-
what I should bring in, and I don't know if we've spoken about this before, but my grandfather, so my great grandfather owned a workshop down in Sydney somewhere, and I've got a photo of it somewhere, and it's literally got like a Model T Ford. Like
Yeah, right.
it looked like it had whatever was out the front looked like it had those big, thin spoked wheels on it.
Model Ts. What year was Model T?
What you got over there?
26.
Tiny Ted's.
20,
Yeah.
26?
26.
Yeah, because the 28 was A.
My grandfather,
26.
1926. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck, nearly 98 years ago.
my
How
grandfather.
good was Henry Ford? Oh, the containers that they came in,
Yeah.
that was the chassis for the car.
Yeah.
You unbolted the containers, bolted them to pieces, and that was the chassis for the
And
car.
this is what gives me the shits, right? There's a whole bunch of these 18, 19, 20-year-olds that carry on that we've destroyed the planet, that we're arseholes, rah rah rah. The container that the car came in, they made the chassis of the car out of. You can't get much more recycled than that. that is the definition of recycled.
Yeah.
How are we the
100%.
problem?
It's safety standards are on that.
Yes,
Can
exactly.
we, blame the boomers? Because I'm not a boomer.
Yeah.
Safety standards
fuck
are on
'em.
that.
Yeah, so as I was saying, like looking at this book, it's what got me talking about my grandfather. He had a 1936 Chev, right, in his garage. When he got that, there was no Haynes manuals. There was no. We found after he passed, and they were doing a big cleanup of his house. We found a book that was all hand sketched and handwritten. Drawings that I couldn't even like.
Comprehend.
Of gear. Well, no, I wouldn't like the gears. Like he's taken apart the rear diff, right, and he's drawn the diff pinions, and he's drawn the actual gears on there, and he's measured it all, and it's all in there, and it's all like hand drawn. And I was just like, far out.
It's like reverse engineered
Yeah.
all the settings and specs and everything
Even-
you need from the car to rebuild it or maintain
Even when he
it.
did like the head and all the bearings and everything in it, he had to hand file the bearings to get the right ones, and it was just like hearing those stories it was just amazing. And then seeing that book, I was just like, far out, very knowledgeable man. That's why I've got the 3801 steam train on my arm, because he actually rebuilt that. I've got a book around there with steam trains. It's got him and his apprentice, I think, in it. But 3801, 3830, he used to work on all of them.
Well, it's not much has changed for two-stroke shipping. They're still big white metal bearing for the crank side of things, and they do still. A lot of people, a lot of skilled two-stroke engineers will still hand scrape the bearings to get the right clearance and the right shape.
Yeah, okay.
So it's
See-
not a matter. They're not a matter of just throw parts at it. You put a bearing in, and they do a rotation with the blue on it, and they come out and they're like, no, they're not right. Well, to scrape a bit more off it here and there, and so you get the right shape and the right clearance.
So
There you go.
this book's got everything from like rebuilding a starter motor. How many people in the last 10 years have rebuilt a starter motor?
I remember I attempted it in my driveway. When I was
I'm
the
old,
first-
so yes, I have the book, so I can rebuild anything.
So
but anyway.
I learnt the hard way, because I was like, how hard could this possibly be? When I was 18, in my driveway, I had a Bandera Land Cruiser, so a 22R in it, and a Cook starter motor.
They
And I
are a
was like,
great engine,
yeah.
those.
People rag on 22Rs. They're
No
they're
way.
fucking
Those things
good,
are
right?
bulletproof.
Anyway.
The only thing they need is a double red timing chain.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's it.
And metal guides.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, and I took the cover off the armature and just 4 metal tabs go, ding. And I just go, and I've got a screwdriver and laying in my driveway, and I'm going,
Fuck.
yeah, what the, I'm in over my head here.
So even rebuilding dizzies and that sort of thing, like, you know, I'd done that a couple of times when I was on my apprenticeship. But, you know, again, dizzy. You say to one of the you guys, like young kids these days, a dizzy.
Dizzy, and they go, what?
I-
Isn't that
I'm
what
not-
you get when you
here's a
spin
word-
around
here's
too
a word
fast?
for you.
I'm not dizzy. I haven't spun.
Here's a word for you that I don't reckon most people in the trade would know that are younger than me. Dwell.
Yeah.
We
How to
talked
s- how to
about
say
that.
dwell
Don't
angle.
don't
We
dwell
don't-
on things.
Yeah.
How do you say dwell angle?
We did talk
What
about
is
dwell.
what is dwell?
Yeah, what is
Yeah.
dwell
What
angle?
is dwell?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
That is.
And how do you
I might
set
have
your?
this backwards here? It's the angle that the points are closed.
yes.
Actually, I'm
Yes.
probably in the right section here to find that out because I'm looking at dizzies and that, and you know points. You know,
Yeah.
how many like, for instance, let's say
What's
we
your
had,
point?
Hey Dan, I got a car over there. Can you go and adjust the points?
You got the book?
This is the
So
thing,
I work tech tip
Tech tip.
Oh,
Right.
Tech tip.
for a
There you go.
202 with points, right? That are worn.
Throw it in the bin.
If you get, this is no word of a lie, I learnt this off a bloke at the pub that showed me because the car was broken down out the front. And he's like, I'll get that fucking going, son. And I was like, okay, I'll watch.
Give me a
The
beer.
foil,
Hold my
the
beer.
foil out of the top of a cigarette packet, he folded it over 3 times. That was his fairly gauge for his points gap on worn points. Started.
So my
He doesn't
we
work on
used
new
to-
points. He goes only works on old points that they're thinner. But yeah,
What
Yeah,
we used to
right.
do is the little Bosch box that the points came in.
yeah.
That lid, where you open the lid,
Yeah.
you tear the little heart-shaped corner off it. You clean the points because you've got to clean them because they come with a film over them.
Yeah.
If you don't clean
I-
the film off them, they don't work.
I used to rub them on the inside.
Yeah,
like
on your
my shirt.
overalls. You just clean
Oh,
them
no,
up,
I still wear a shirt.
put them in, and you used to put that piece of paper
wearing
between the
overalls.
points at 45,
Yeah.
and you'd turn it to the lobe, and you'd slowly open the points. The minute that piece of paper dropped, that'd be it. Lock it up,
yeah.
and they would be like spot on. Dwell would be perfect. Everything.
So my boss's way of teaching me was that your point gap had to be thicker than a business card, but thinner than a credit card. That's what he gave
What
me.
the fuck? That's like.
But you don't have a tolerance for that.
well,
What is that?
So, I
Tolerance?
can't fit
that's-
my credit card in, but the business card
That's
is
what like. But see,
too
he
thin.
used to be, and even you said it. My ichrometer. He used to use his ichrometer, and that's where I learnt a lot of things with my ichrometer. Going,
But yours is fucking out of calibration. Actually, yours is pretty good to yesterday.
yeah, thank you.
Yours is pretty good yesterday.
fucking-
Normally, it's fucking well out.
No, it's not.
I've
Like you can
attempted it.
talk. You couldn't even see the fucking numbers 2 meters away from you.
Yeah, I've got glasses for that shit. That doesn't-
Yeah, but that's how
Hey, I
that's how
wasn't
he taught
saying
me.
mine was any good.
So I'd know if I could fit a business card in there, right, and it had no movement, it was
Be-
too close. If I couldn't fit a credit card in there and the business card was sliding in and out, it was all right.
What the? How much? What is the difference though? There's like point.
Fuck all.
not much.
Not,
Yeah, not much.
Point
But
five.
that's
that's nothing.
like we
0.025 or
talk
something.
about.
What if you had a thicker business card than was expected?
Depends if you got your business cards from Temu or not.
Yeah, that's it.
Well,
Or a thinner business card.
But now the credit card isn't a thing now because now people would try and jam their mobile phone down the fucking points. The gap would be
I
fucking.
got 2 in my pocket right now. 2 credit cards.
Yeah,
I-
but-
but you're
Yeah, but
old.
you're not 18.
No,
You're
I
also
don't-
a
you
business
don't-
owner.
You dress like you're 18. but
FYI, I haven't used these. I actually activated them. They've been in my bag for about 6 months, and I was like, oh, I better activate them just in case. So
Jesus, watch
How
out,
did- how
Aaron.
did that
Check the
now?
accounts.
Oh,
now you can check points with them because they're activated.
Hefe, shh, don't listen.
yeah, no, she's cranky at me.
Is she? Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hato fucking dobbed me in.
what did he dob you in on? Come on, tell the listeners what'd you buy.
All right. So, anyways, I was
You
annoying.
walk-
I was
you walked
annoying
onto the
Hato.
Snap-on
I was,
train.
I was
Can we
annoying
use this
Hato.
as a tool tech time question? What did you get?
What did I get?
Yeah,
you, can make it worth your while. So
Well-
you can do the tool. You can do the tool chat today.
Honestly, I haven't really even looked at it too.
Oh, it's still in the fucking box. You haven't
No,
even
I
opened
took it out of the box at
Is it? You
least.
taking the wrapper off of it?
I took
I
it
think
out of
it's
the
still
box.
got the clear film over the screen.
Yeah, all right. right. So, anyways, now that we're
is this a snap-on zip tie gun?
Oh, the zip tie gun.
oh, sorry, mate, we're keeping you awake. Yeah, fucking. Anyways,
Hey, what's your verdict on a zip tie gun, Andy? I haven't heard your verdict yet.
I just fucking put it on by hand. Like, I don't know
Lost
why
by
I need a
words?
gun for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you even seen
It's
it?
like a
Yeah,
trigger.
no, I've seen it. I looked at it and I just went, why the fuck would you?
And why the fuck would you pay that
That's
price?
it. Like
What-
if it had,
Sorry, how? Okay. I thought it was like a Temu, like $5 thing. How fucking much was it?
It wasn't.
You don't want
It
to
wasn't.
know.
It's Worth.
Did you pay good?
It's from
Sorry?
Worth.
You bought that from Worth?
It's from Worth.
It's from worth. So
And it's
Fuck.
worth a
just
lot
move
more
the
than you would
decimal
expect.
point like 3 places, and you'll be
fuck.
close.
Like,
Wait, he sold it to him. He hasn't come back since he sold it.
you'd buy ice.
he's out there selling other things.
You'd buy ice if you're an Eskimo, wouldn't you?
Well, if I needed it.
I will. These are good, but the fucking
Yeah,
money
so-
they're worth.
Back to 10.
All right. So yeah. So this is like because now we're doing EV vehicles. I needed a Cat 4 or Cat 5 multimeter.
And it's probably the cheapest one you can get of that.
Well, yeah, like you could go Fluke and
Which that would probably be more.
but this one here, like
It's a snap-on digital multimeter.
yeah,
everybody.
it's a EEDM596F, right? It's the advanced digital multimeter with color LCD and Bluetooth. So if I've got it on a car, testing a car, watching something, right, and I have to come and answer the phone or come to the desk, I can bring my phone because it's got like it'll bring it up on my phone screen and it'll show me all the readings. So the car can be sitting there running, we can be watching what it's doing, and I can be watching it from there, right? Which is pretty cool.
That's cool.
But yeah, it wasn't the cheapest multimeter, but I know that it's going to come in handy. And not only that, it apparently it does stuff with the scanner as well. We can,
But yeah, probably
good.
probably should.
yeah.
I was about to
so-
say, is it like similar to what your scanner can do?
and it's like
Or is
it's.
it more?
I still haven't.
It looks fucking too hard for me.
Oh
just
shit!
like-
Turned on.
Oh, good morning.
Yeah.
Well, it's an auto ranging as well.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so it's fucking annoying.
You
It'd
get them
wanna
off
fucking-
Temu
it'd
for
wanna-
like $49.95.
Yeah, it would diagnose it for you for the fucking price it costs.
I've got an auto ranging multimeter in my toolbox.
It wasn't. Shush.
No.
Shush.
They are good.
No, it's an
And-
investment for the business.
Exactly. Thank you. You fucking roll your eyes.
Fucking eye roll.
Someone please have a phone or camera running when Andy goes to use it for the first time.
He won't.
Ever.
He won't.
Oh,
He'll go.
Fuck that.
It's
I-
gonna
Give me a
get,
normal yellow flute
Yeah,
or something.
where's the HJ?
I sent him to go and scan a car today, and he goes, "Chris, you know me and scanners," and I was
Scan a
like, "Just
car.
fucking plug it
was
in."
out there for an hour and a half.
Yeah, I was trying to get it was a Peugeot, by the way, and I was trying to get it to fucking do a DPF regen. And then about an hour and a half later, Sarah walks out and she goes, "Oh yeah, the customer said it's got a recall on the DPF." She goes, "She didn't think it was relevant." It fucking was. It was hot.
Stitched up.
Yeah.
Fully
He was-
stitched up. Go
I saw
Sares.
Andy. I saw him with the computer, like the scan tool in the car. I was like, I wonder how long that's going to be. I wonder if the scan tool's going to
It's a bit
go.
odd. Well, he had 3/4 of a tank of fuel, so it could have gone either way, to be honest.
But yeah. Anyway, so this is going to be good.
It looks pretty anyway. So
At
whatever.
least I
doesn't
didn't
really
order
matter.
the. I still don't know what the fuck that's for. I hold the cables in.
The cables when they're plugged in.
But why wouldn't you just unplug them and put it back in the case that you get?
I don't know.
That's probably to hold the cables while it's connected, so you didn't
Well, they're up
walk
the top
away
here.
with it. Maybe
You know what? It's going to look pretty in your diagnostic cabinet anyway.
Yeah.
I'll be
100%.
sure to never fucking touch
Do you
it.
know what?
100%.
I bet it's going to be too hard to set up, so he's just going to get his normal multimeter out and just use that.
Have
Well,
you- oh,
listen.
hang on! I can see a glass cabinet being ordered from Temu very soon.
I got
Actually, you know what? Fantastic furniture. Have them for like $149, and you can pick
Sweet.
them up on the day. So
Yeah, it's
no,
You
no
can get
waiting.
snap
full-
on test light with a multimeter. If I can't figure it out with that,
Oh, yeah, the test light with the
refer,
grade.
yeah,
Yeah.
refer an electrician.
That on it.
Do you not
Prefer-
like wires? Wires are
No,
fun.
I've flat out tied my shoelaces. Fuck.
You got Velcro? Oh no, you
No,
got
no,
slip-ons.
slip-on boots. Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not
yeah.
fucking stupid.
Yeah. You know,
That's
they
why
make them
we're-
as zippers now.
But
You only got to tie them once, and you get the missus to do that.
Exactly right, yeah.
well,
No,
see,
the kids need to practice.
Yeah.
Tie my shoes.
No, it's too tight, too tight. Loosen it.
all right. You want to know how much it was? $1,500.
Oh, that's not bad for
It's
something
not.
that does.
That's a tenth of your toolbox.
So what is
That's not a tenth of mine.
range? Is we're talking like
So, it's
44,000 volt,
No,
40,000 volt,
no, 1,000 volt.
4,000 volt.
Yeah, 1,000
What
volt.
EV out there's 1,000 volt?
Well, it's
Or am I just got my head in the sand? They all are.
they all 600. Well,
Oh, six. Yeah, okay.
600 volt up to 1,000 volt. But you've got to have stuff rated for 1,000 volt.
Yeah.
Like I've got a set of. Actually, open that top drawer there for me, Andy.
Are these the no blow gloves?
Yeah. Pull out the plastic bag. There should be another set of gloves in there as well.
Is that the unopened pair for when you're
So,
scared? You don't know where the other ones are.
so doing this training course,
Moist
right?
or not? Oh, you get some rigging
So
gloves. How
they
good's
give
that?
they give you a set of these, okay,
Yeah.
and then
You put those on the outside.
They go over the top.
then you got to put one of these
oh,
how you
hang on,
gonna-
I've given- I actually gave you the right one. Look at
over
me
the
go.
top. What's the right one exactly?
Look at me go.
Over the
No,
top.
from left, from right.
So right now, people, I'm wearing an orange glove. That's
Are they also voltage as well?
hey.
They special gloves as well.
That
Well,
is the definition
no.
of a stranger right there, just quietly. There's no way, you're not feeling it.
you won't even need to sit on
But-
that for 10 minutes.
Nah.
It's just
Honestly,
there you go.
after
Good to
doing
go.
to depower an EV vehicle, right? After doing the course, it took me longer to put my fucking gloves on
Oh, yeah.
than it did to depower the vehicle.
But
You
you
just gotta
know
pull
the
through the
other
plug, yeah.
side of that, it'll be the car will take a lot less time to kill you,
Yeah, exactly.
Correct.
like
Correct.
instantly kill you.
And you know when you do these EV stuff, you've got to test the tester and then test again.
Oh.
So so you test the tester first, make sure it's working, then you test it to make sure it's no, and then you go back and test the tester again.
And they show you how to check those.
Yeah, so there's
You know,
fun-
roll them up.
No, funny story about these. So there was the old way of checking these
Use
was
a bit of-
to grab hold of them and just do this, okay?
Yeah, like you do with your washing gloves when they're inside out.
So you just you grab hold of the
fingers out.
corners and you spin it out of her. But now that standard has now been changed by Workplace and what is it? WH&S?
too many.
Yeah.
It comes with
Too many
clipboards, like,
millennials have been whacking themselves in the face with the gloves.
Yes, whacking himself in the face. So now you've got to actually go.
Imagine
like
that
this.
workers' comp form.
How did you?
How'd you poke your eye out, son?
It's a really, but this
Look
is
at my
really
gloves.
like
Well, it
you
was
know,
like this,
considering
you see.
you'd be fucked if you had to do this.
I'm
right?
just thinking I'd get 5 roots out of that glove.
So you
If
have
the
to
gloves
do
get
this,
missed, I'm going to know where it's going.
I'll have to run a
Roll it
wider
up.
over them, but
roll it up, and then put it up to your ear, and
Is that leaking? Yeah.
fucking sounded like it, didn't it? Maybe it was just coming out.
No,
my
that was just me.
I reckon the roll method is so much better.
yeah,
I want
but-
to see you take an eye out.
yeah. See, that's good.
Yeah, it's heaps better.
Yeah, but anyways, that was like I was sitting there going, "Are you fucking for real? You can't do that because some cunts hit himself in the face with it." It's probably an apprentice.
You're always worried about an EV. Like I was always worried when a hybrid car came in and it's hot. I'm just like, no, I'm sweaty. I don't want to work on this fucking thing. I'll die.
I mean, and it's,
all right. Question:
yeah.
We touched on EV cars and stuff last time
Yeah.
that I was on, but do we like? This is going to sound like a stupid question. Do we think that EV is actually going to take off?
No,
No.
I don't.
100%
and
no.
I don't now. I think it'll be like. Do you remember in the 80s when small cars they tried the diesel thing, like Geminis
Yeah.
and shit like that, and because they were efficient, whatever. But everyone went.
They were efficient compared to a petrol Gemini.
Yeah, but everyone went. Nah, fuck that.
Nah.
I
They're
reckon.
a cheap way to buy a Gemini.
I
though.
reckon by.
Good way to get it. Yeah.
I reckon maybe
Body
in
shop.
2050,
Yeah.
26. I reckon the end of our time, I reckon when we're looking to retire, that's when they're going to be like, well, no, we've got a bit more in the way of like
I don't.
facility.
I don't even think.
Personally,
to do
I
it?
think EV is, don't get me wrong, they do work if people use them for what they're designed for.
100%.
Not for going to Queensland on the
Yeah.
Christmas holidays. They're designed to do
Scooter
50,
trips.
20 Ks here, there. You'd go
Yeah.
basically drive around where you live.
Yeah.
In the city, short trips, you're not flogging your car out.
Go to the
'Cause everyone
shops.
knows like a normal internal combustion engine doesn't like short trips.
No.
It chokes it up. DPFs are a perfect example of that.
100%.
Anyone that drives a freeway with a car that's got a DPF in it will never have a problem.
Correct.
Yeah.
Unless
Whereas
they
you live in
own
the
a
city,
Hilux.
you'd be throwing DPFs at them every 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, I got a mate. A perfect example. I got a mate who's got a 2018 D-Max. He services it every probably 40, 50,000 Ks. It's just clocked over 300,000 Ks, and the DPF wouldn't regen anymore because it was full of ash.
Yeah.
It wasn't the DPF was faulty. It had just regen so many times that it was like, you know what, I've fucking had this.
I'm done.
The only problem he's ever had with it. But he does 1,200, 1,300 Ks a week.
Perfect.
So that got cleared.
Yeah.
It was-
No, I actually did it. The last place I worked at didn't have those facilities, so we just put a new DPF in it. But
But yeah, like EVs have their place in the city and around town. That's fine. They obviously can't trip them. You can't do long trips. You've seen what it's like at Christmas time.
100%.
Wait 6 hours to get to a charger, and then you got to wait 2 hours for your car to charge.
We actually had a customer in here a couple of weeks back with an MG.
Electric
Electric
whatever. I don't know.
vehicle.
what it was.
ZF, the little
I don't know what it was.
like a pretend SUV
Yeah.
looking thing.
Anyways,
2.5
he went to
kV generator in the boot.
he went to Coffs Harbour. He went to Coffs Harbour.
Coffs Harbour.
Thank you. It took him 8 hours to get there.
Yeah, but
It's a fucking 4-hour drive.
I bet he thought it was cool.
No, he hated it.
He actually hates it. He
Well,
can't.
no,
stand
it was 6, wasn't it? No, it wasn't 8. I don't think. I think it
No,
was 6.
because he reckons that he drove for two, and then had to charge it. But then to charge it, to get charged to full, it took another 2 hours. 2 hours
So
or something.
that means
Or somewhere where he charged it.
Because they don't know, fast
Alright,
chargers aren't everywhere, and to use a fast charger, you usually got to have a subscription or pay for it.
You got to pay for it, yeah. Because I was
Unless you're like
actually saying to
an
Ant,
original Tesla.
you can actually buy fast charger stations now. So like a petrol bowser basically that we can put out the front here, and people can pull in and charge it up. $54,000. Thank you very much.
Attached to a diesel engine.
one.
Yeah, for the shit. That was an hotel.
But yeah, but the
Is
end of
that-
the day, it's still coming. Where are we still getting fucking power from?
Coal-fired.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's like and
Okay, this is my argument on EV. Yes, they are zero emissions from the day you buy it.
not from the day they were
From the
built.
car.
yeah,
Not
Correct.
from how it's powered, not from how it's built. They are the most filthy car to build on the road.
Oh, 100%.
There is more rare earth minerals in that battery than any other car on the road.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
just it's ridiculous. They are a band-aid for something we need to
Well,
look
that's
at.
But at the end of the day,
phasing
too,
out.
like electricity, like because when I did my EV sort of introduction to EV thing, the guy had a really good point. He's like, EV would be, and electricity in general would be perfect if at say at the end of every street there was a substation.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
So there's somewhere to store the power because at the moment it goes down the line and goes, oh, there's nothing to put it in. Just disappears.
Just goes.
There's nowhere to. It's
Storage.
It's
And how do you
it's an
store
incredibly
power?
it's an incredibly wasteful way to generate power.
How do you store power?
Yeah,
In a battery.
exactly.
Where do you get a battery from? Out of the ground.
Exactly.
Rare earth metals. Dig it up with a filthy big cat machine.
Yeah.
Runs on diesel. Like,
Yeah.
it's
Oh,
just you're
And
going
then,
round and round in circles. It's
Lithium's
just-
better than fucking like lead acid. So let's fucking mine more minerals.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
and-
exactly.
And then they're mined by the poorest of the poor people in all the shitty countries all around the world, and then
Yeah,
it's
But
just
all the people that protest about it drive 1992 Toyota Hiaces. But they do.
With
And
steering
they
racks not
yeah, and they live in them. They're
Yeah.
that's a sore spot for me.
yeah, like vans.
But they
Oh,
do,
God.
yeah. They're all these like Greta Thunberg. Like I bet you she's getting knocked off in the back of a
Mate,
combi.
she is a
Like,
puppet. She is just a puppet for parents.
Yeah.
That's all she is.
so EV vehicles. No, they're not going to last.
That's how we get
Hydrogen-
cancelled. That class company.
sorry,
two-
Greta.
There's two things, actually, there's three things Australia really needs. They need hydrogen development, which is happening.
slowly.
It's
They need nuclear power.
100%.
Foot down on you. I don't care what
100%.
anyone says. It is the easiest way to create power. And now they can regen the rods. The percentage of waste is reduced. I think, don't quote me on this, but I think it's like 60 to 80%
But even
on the old
you,
nuclear power.
the best thing about nuclear too, well, not one of the best things, but you can, you decommission it as coal,
Yeah.
and recommission it as nuclear.
Yeah,
you
'cause-
use the same facilities, you use the same.
Yeah.
It's generating the same power. It's just
Exactly.
driven by a different power source.
exactly right.
Like, and you're
You
talking
don't have to rebuild.
nuclear is like what, 100-year life cycle?
Have you seen all those like off California, the wind farms and stuff like
yeah.
that? There's like fields with just blades missing.
Yep.
And,
Yeah,
like-
they can't maintain them.
no.
Those things.
And then
you
now
know,
we want
I
to put them
would-
20 k's out at sea.
Yeah,
I
that's
talked
that'd
to
be
a
a good
guy.
idea.
I talked to a guy about that.
Imagine what that's
to-
doing to the sea life as well out
Oh
there.
yeah.
Offset the concrete for one windmill takes 10 years.
Huh?
Right.
Offset the manufacturing just for the concrete base for one windmill for a wind farm, it takes 10 years to offset
Or the
that
over
concrete pad. That's before you even put the structure up, add all that copper cabling and everything.
But
Just
I
what
don't
it
know
takes
whether
to
I'm-
create the concrete for that base.
I don't know whether I'm ancient or not. Like,
It's
I am,
absurd.
But like voltage, right? The longer the cable, the more voltage drop you get. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
So 20 k's out to sea, fucking gonna have the voltage drop, aren't you?
Yeah.
Like traveling
You'd be
down a bit of copper
oh, no
wire.
one turn all your
By-
lights on. We'll be
by the
like
time it
Adelaide.
gets to-
Everyone gets hot. Everyone turns their air on. The whole
By the
site
time
just-
it gets to Earth, like by the time it gets to land, you're gonna
Earth.
plug your phone in. It's
We're
gonna
not
be
putting
like,
it in space.
by the time you get to land, it's gonna be like, plug your phone in. It's gonna be like 11 hours.
Fast charging, 11
There
hours.
you go. Like, Elon's battery in Adelaide is a perfect example, right?
He's what?
Did you not hear about Elon's battery?
No.
When they were going all green and everything, he said, I can supply a battery that will power I can do it in a year and it'll be this much and it'll be done. And they're like, nah, you can't do it. And he goes, well, if I do it, I'll do it and you've got to pay for it. If I don't get it done in the time, I'll do it for free. He got it done in time, under time,
Of course it is.
done. So it's a backup system for Adelaide. So
Fucking
when everyone
psycho.
goes, it's fucking hot, turn the aircon on, you get a big power surge, like a drop, and the battery kicks in and fills that void quickly until the rest of the power supply can
Kick up.
come up and match it. Mind you, the rest of the power is gas-powered engines. So we supply, Wartzilla supplies, I think,
Giant stationary generators.
no, there's like 20 in one place. They're like a V20.
Yeah, right.
There's like 20 of these V20 engines that fire up and power Adelaide when they start to run out of power.
Why? Why? No
Because-
power stations or anything.
The power because they've banned, like, everyone's gone
Oh, that's
stupidly
right.
green,
That's right. Yeah, they
and they've
have.
gone, oh, let's close all the coal-fired power stations.
Even though Australia has the cleanest burning coal in the world.
Oh, but we don't keep that. We sell that to
Yeah, yeah,
China
we
and
get
everyone
the
else.
cheap
We keep
shit.
all the shit.
Yeah.
But they needed something to back up the green side of it, wind farms and solar and all that. And that's what these engines do.
Giant
So
generators.
they
for
run
fuck's sakes.
pretty much all the time.
Talking about, all right, so we're going a little bit off topic, but Elon Musk, right? You've seen Whistling Diesel?
Yeah.
Just see what he did to one of those Cybertrucks.
It's like, oh yeah, he fucking ripped his chassis off, didn't he? Ripped his chassis apart.
I was watching it. I'm watching some of it today. I didn't watch all of it, but he wanted to see what it was like versus,
An F-150.
yeah.
Oh, did they put them back to back with
Well-
chain between two and drag out to see who
Well,
wins?
no.
Tug of
So
war
they
type thing?
didn't do that. They had it.
He tried to do something on the front and ripped it off and
No, he
ripped
tried
his
to.
chassis
He
apart.
tried to tow. So he got the truck stuck. The F-150 he got it stuck. So he tried to tow it off with the Cybertruck and pulled the whole rear bar off it. And that's where I sort of stopped.
But that's the chassis. It wasn't just the rear bar. He ripped the chassis or something.
yeah, well, yeah, that's. But
He
three-
treats cars so bad. It is the most.
yeah,
People love it. I'm just like, how can the
He
vehicular
makes-
manslaughter, the vehicular murder?
Yeah, it is
he does.
vehicular manslaughter as well.
Well,
but
it's murder. It's not even-
you can also see that All right, well that's pretty cool. That car can put up with that. Like, did you see
when
the
he did-
Hilux?
Oh, the Hilux. He fucked it over. He still worked
yeah,
though.
yeah, but that Hilux went through fucking
See, I
heaps.
I have a weird like for like vehicle manslaughter or whatever. I'm like, you take your
Yeah,
fucking
fucking
medicine.
cop that you a little bit.
You fucked me Monday to Friday. Yeah, fucking have a bit of that. Yeah.
So
Like,
absolutely zero mechanical sympathy.
Yeah,
I have mechanical sympathy for my own stuff and things that I work with, but like if people are, if like old mate who's rich enough to do that,
Yep.
like or like
Go for it, buddy.
I get great satisfaction at the Summernats every time someone blows an engine up. Like fucking take that. Yeah.
There's other like rods and alternators and stuff coming out.
And
like-
if you fucked me all year, I'm gonna watch you for 4 days get fucking hell.
But yeah, like
So
with
that-
Whistling Diesel, he put that Hilux through its ringer, and that Hilux was still running. It reminds me of the Top Gear episode
yeah,
where they had the
wrecked
Hilux.
the
They
Gen-
like-
Oh,
Gen
the
3.
last episode of Grand Tour is coming out soon.
Yeah, is it the night?
The final ever episode.
Yeah, is it the
they're
night?
finishing up,
Or
aren't
like
Yeah, they're
14th,
finishing
15th
up.
or
This is the
something?
last
Yeah.
episode.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, what? Sorry, have they
They've-
been
they've-
still doing episodes?
There's,
Oh, they've been doing they've been doing the specials.
they're doing
Ah,
specials.
yeah.
So the final ever episode.
The special, like that's about an hour
I'm
and a half or
hoping,
something, isn't it?
I'm hoping they break it up. Like, they did I think it was the COVID
Yeah,
one.
they
and it
probably
was like
do,
broken
yeah.
up into 2 or 3.
Yeah, probably
because they're
do
doing
that.
Zimbabwe and South Africa.
They have
so
to.
that's
It's
going
gonna
to
be a massive episode.
Yeah, that's going to be 2 or 3 episodes, surely.
Yeah.
Sweet.
But yeah. So that's their final hurrah.
Yeah, okay. Well,
Which is a bit
it's getting
sad,
to the point.
Because
Well,
like you look at it, like it's just been those three being part of your automotive life.
oh,
for-
100%. And no one
ever.
will ever, like, the Aussie Top Gear.
I love the new Top Gear. I reckon it was the
Nah,
new Aussie
the-
Top Gear was awesome.
I can't, like,
can't
it's
bring
like,
Did you watch the new one?
it's
though?
like drinking Coke and then having vanilla Coke or cherry Coke. I can't do it.
No,
you
but
know?
did you watch the new one? The latest one?
Some of it.
You didn't like it.
Says you that drinks hard solo with no sugar.
Shut up, Chad.
I suppose you've never watched Mighty Car Mods, have you?
Mighty Car Mods.
The YouTube guys.
Clearly not.
Oh, not on YouTube. I don't.
No, because
Huh?
one of the
Barney and Moog.
Man.
I don't
yeah,
really
because
watch YouTube.
Moog.
How do you find time to watch YouTube?
Easy, while I'm working on cars. Nah,
That's where it gets.
How to fix this?
That's why the Pajero's taking
yeah,
so long.
that's why the Pajero's still there.
Water
there's
pumping.
no fucking time for water pump on that. No.
It was funny
There's no
yesterday. He's
videos
like,
on how to undo stuck struts.
yesterday he's like, "Oh, can you lever this bolt down for me? I'm trying to get this out." And fuck, it's almost there. And I'm like, "Just undo that bolt." And he undid that bolt. Fell out, didn't it?
It's been a week. So by like 3 days in, I've been looking at the same thing for 3 days, and like I asked Hader the other day too. I couldn't get this time belt on. It's fucking taking me forever, just because I fucked up. It's got a concentric tensioner pulley.
He had it on.
So no, but I took it off and I put it on the new one on exactly the way the old one was, and I was like, I'll remember that for later. I'll put it there and I'll adjust it from there, right? Well, I forgot all about it, and I'm fucking trying to get this thing on, and every time I'd get it close, it'd be a tooth out, and I'm like, fuck you, and I'd move it, and this went on for a little while, and I was like, hey, can you come and have a look at this? And he just walked straight over and just goes, undo that. Fuck! Go away, Hato. Fucking had you.
He
reminds me,
But
we had a
it is
Pajero.
it's that tunnel, and
Yeah.
that'll probably be my tech tip for people this week, is that like it doesn't mean that you're stupid, because
Second opinion.
I've always every timing belt I've ever done in my entire life has always had someone else look at the marks as well, just in case.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've never been a
Oh,
valve.
yeah.
You check. Do my marks? Do you agree that my marks? Because you
Even
can justify.
when they line up, you still rotate
Oh,
the engine by hand.
Oh, you rotate it twice and then go, do they line up? My thing is, you can justify yourself anything over time. Like you look at something and go, nah, that's okay. That's,
No,
yeah.
no,
And,
you
and
can't go.
you come over and go, no, it's not. That's
Yeah.
not right. That's out.
Yeah.
So, but same thing. If you've been working on something for a while and you get tunnel vision, you just do.
Yeah.
It's the
Yeah.
one thing I miss about smoking is I used to walk away for 5 minutes,
Have a smoke.
and I'd have a smoke, and you'd come back and you'd find the bolt that you dropped, or you'd go,
yeah,
oh, that just goes like that.
Yep.
But not having a break from it, you're just there the whole fucking time.
And
I personally find that I get tunnel vision a bit.
It's the same.
with
It's the
cars.
same with me with my electrical stuff that I do sometimes, right? I get so into it, and then all of a sudden I just sort of go, fuck, where am I going with this? What am I doing with this? You know, and then I'll walk away. I'll think about what I'll go, oh, fuck, that's what I've got to do. So I'll quickly either jot it down on a piece of paper or something like that, or a phone will ring or a customer will come in or something like that, and then I'll go, no, back to the start again.
I think that's where it pays. I don't do it either, but it pays to do like a drawing of the electrical system that you're trying to put in.
And I have for probably the last two, and except for that trailer.
Pretty sure that's what Josh said
Well,
anyway. He draws it
still-
out or something.
I still draw serpentine belts.
Yeah.
Yeah,
100%.
100%.
Even if it's a car that I know how they go, I still draw it.
And it's not like we don't have any cardboard or anything. Grab an oil box, like oil filter box, and just
There you
write.
go. Just
Yep, yep.
Start with a crank,
Exactly.
alternator,
The
water pump.
thing that's
That's
the thing
it.
that's
Power
like
steering.
really got me with that Pajero is that normally like
Took
if-
me
if
5
all
minutes
those-
to take the shocks apart.
all that fuck off. I left the shops alone all day. I had other shit to do.
I've got another Pajero story.
I
I'll
had
tell you the
customers to
story.
ring that Christian want to ring. I hate doing like, so if I'm doing the timing belt, I'll do the timing belt, finish that,
Yeah, you hate doing
and then start
bits and
the next
pieces,
job,
yeah, yeah.
and then start the next job on it. So, but the rocker covers were held on by the end of the timing case. So, to do the timing belt, I've done the timing belt, and then I went, oh well, it's easy to do the rock covers now. So I did the rock covers. And then went, oh, I need to do a rack on it. Oh, well, that's easier while the timing belt's off because I can get to the top bolts. And then, oh, I'm going to do the shocks. Well, the shocks are going to come out and will make the rack really easy to come out. So I just got this whole car in pieces.
Now you just
You're
go.
looking at it going, oh,
My OCD is fucking killing me.
You got tools everywhere
Oh,
over
it's
there as well.
everywhere. It looks like it.
There's Pajero all throughout the
If you
workshop.
found the wreck of the Titanic, it'd be in better fucking nick than that thing right now.
Oh no, the record the people that went down and look at it and
Yeah,
it imploded.
exactly. Yes, yes. That would be in less pieces, but it will go back together eventually. It may never run because it is on. I didn't forget to mention it's on sequential gas, and I know fucking nothing about gas.
oh, the gas is awesome.
So there's-
Crystal is just
there's-
like next level idiocy.
It's 1990s. You remember the 90s when they like fuel injection just had 6 billion vacuum hoses? That's what they did with that.
Yeah.
the
There's
Pajeros are
all
bad
these,
for
and
it.
there's just lines that go fucking nowhere, and I'm like, did they go somewhere? Did they not? I don't know. I can't remember. So now I'm just measuring everything up and going, that's
That sort
plausible.
of looks right. That sort of looks right.
There's a good possible chance it'll never run again.
So
we had the early Pajero, early V6, 3 litre.
Yeah.
One with the dizzy on the left-hand
Yeah.
cylinder head. So these other guys, where I used to work in Hornsby, we used to split. Me and one guy, and these other two monkeys used to work together. They used to call us one day engines because engine jobs would come in. There'd be engine there. We would just rip in. The thing would come in, engine out, swap everything over, engine back in, have it running. Everything we'd stake time stuff, time everything. Make sure it would be 100% before you turn the key, and everything would start. Turn the key every time. And they used to get the shits with it because we were getting all the cream work doing all this stuff, and they just got all the shit. So the boss was like, well Pajero's for cylinder heads. You guys can do that. So they give it to him. 3 days it took him to put this thing together, and they still couldn't get it to start. Wouldn't start. Backfiring, guarantee. Check the timing. Yeah, check this. Cam belt's timing. Yeah, that's right. Check the timing. No, timing's right. Dizzy's in the right spot. Wouldn't go. So like, go on, mate. Like, the smoker. Let's go have a quick look at this Pajero. It's parked out the front. We wander out the front. You know, turn it over. Tire marks all right. Yeah, that's right. Dizzy. Take cap off. Put the dizzy in so the rotor button lines up with a mark.
Yeah.
So it's all in the right spot. It's correct. Okay, that's all right. I just grabbed the cap and looked at it. Those caps, where the leads go on, is not where they fire. They're offset in the cap. So where one lead goes on, it goes through the cap and over here.
Yeah.
They'd been lining the rotor button up
Yeah.
with the cap, and they've been fucking around it for 2 days, couldn't get it run. I'm like, fuck, wait, grab it, mate, look at this. Turn it around, put all the leads back on, and started like that.
So
I just held it wide open, just on the limiter, solid, just wow. These two come running from the lunchroom. What have you done? What have you done? And just let the throttle go. And we both just walk off. And they're just like standing there going, why wouldn't it go? What have you done? And it took 3 days for the boss to get to me and go, can you please tell these two idiots what they did?
we'll fucking fire him and I will.
Because they are driving him insane.
when
was
their
so
toolboxes
funny.
are leaving with them out the door, I would tell them.
So I actually learned a similar thing on an R50 Pathfinder, the first of the Pathfinders that were real popular. They had a Dizzy at the front
Yep.
too. Same thing with the
Yeah,
Dizzy.
V6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's where I started drawing shit because I did a timing belt on it and the timing marks on the Boyce's piece of paper,
Yeah.
I went off that. That wasn't right. So, and the same thing, this thing backfired and carried on and,
Yeah.
and ran like a busted ass. And I'd just go, don't know. Like I got the shit, threw my hands up there. I was like, oh, fuck it, I don't know. And yeah, my boss came over and eventually he's like, well, let's just fuck it. That's number one. Let's do that. And it ran. And I was like, oh, you can go fuck yourself.
Fuck off, Hato.
Wouldn't have a bar in it. Yeah, I was like, he's like, oh, no, like, I think fuck off. No,
Get
thank
out, get
you.
out, get
no,
out.
nothing. I was
Yeah,
more
there you
shitty.
go.
I was more shitty that he fixed it than it was broken. I just couldn't have it.
Hey, I just sort of put this out there, right? Hato, if you find your faceplate for your CD player, let us know.
Has it been removed?
It has been removed. It is still in his car, but it has been removed.
Did he send a Snapchat about it?
I don't know. I
Has he
don't even know what
yeah.
my phone is, to be honest.
So Chris played a trick on Hayden a couple of weeks ago where he taped his CD player shut but put a really shit CD in it first.
Wasn't shit. It was Harley Davidson and the Marlboro Man.
I suggested a Susan Boyle CD. but
We
he
couldn't
wouldn't-
find
yeah,
one.
We couldn't find one. But he sent me a Snapchat.
He sent us all a Snapchat.
But blaming me for doing it. I was like, I had no fucking part in this. Like, not a thing.
Well,
Wouldn't have it. No,
it's
I
only
didn't.
because
So did he figure it out, or did he just? How did he-
yeah,
Oh,
he figured
yeah,
it out. Didn't you?
after it, yeah.
Didn't you see? Didn't he yeeted the fucking CD out the window?
No, I didn't see it.
But he so he set me up when I came in here. I came in here like he'd gone on holidays, right? I came in here on Monday. I
I
jumped
fully
in his
forgot about that.
I jumped in his car to move it out. And the fucking prick put all the wipers, blinkers, and everything on. But the shit that scared me is he put the stereo full bore on a loud Gangnam Style song, and I was just like, fuck, and nearly had a heart attack. I tried it on him, didn't work because he walked over and started the car and then walked away from the car, and I was like, motherfucker.
Backfired, damn it.
So yeah, but I made sure that CD wasn't coming up. It was better than the original idea where we were going to Sikaflex the whole fucking thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So then I would have had to put a new CD player in it, and he's like, I don't care, it's on my car, you can do what you want. And I'm like, yeah, but you like your CD player, so
and he loves that car, like he did. You know.
yeah, he does love that car.
It's
Fucking-
old school CD player.
Yeah, he's got it's an old school. It's one of those Sony ones. So when you turn the ignition on, it goes beep 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 beep. Like take the faceplates with
Does
you.
The star through like the LCD screen. It's got like.
Oh, I don't know about. No, I don't think it. I don't think it's that.
Is it just
I think it's
school
older than that.
LED lines and
Yeah,
things on the screen.
but it tells you to take the faceplate.
They used to come to little. They used to come to a little case
yeah.
as well to take.
Yeah.
Them. It's like,
Yes.
Who the fuck
Little
did that?
box.
I don't know, not me.
I was like, you'd go in there and you know, young, you buy your stereo. You're like, oh, your faceplate can come. No one can steal it.
Yeah,
You take it off once and you're like, where do I put this thing? It's like,
yeah. But
Yeah, I could never get the fucking line up.
Yeah. And he's always in there the day after going.
I had
I
one-
need another fucking stereo.
I've always had a problem trying to thumb it in, right? So I'd always be going, oh, fuck this won't
I'm
work.
learning how to thumb it in now at the moment. No, but I had one that it was a detachable face, but it slid down, so it like sort of ejected, and then you had to slide it out. Fuck, I could never get the cunt back on. So it like I took it off once or twice, and then I was like, nah,
You've seen
you can
the,
stay there.
the old school single din ones, but the double din slides out, slides up and
Yeah,
out.
yeah,
yeah.
I
Yeah.
always thought that was the fucking coolest thing
with
ever.
the LCD screen
So-
comes
Yeah.
out and then
Yeah,
stands
Fast
up,
and
yeah.
Furious.
So
style.
my
Yeah,
brother,
I had one in a van Commodore, but it never, because we were talking about this the other day. The Commodore was the like 2-fault dash. One, the vacuum,
yeah,
fucking your heater controls, but then the dashboard, like where the swap
'Cause
where
you've
it
got
goes
the
in,
little-
goes down and then kicks up. So it used to always sit about that far proud. Because it was a DVD player, it was bigger than the CD player. So you were like, I just, I'm like, yeah, but yours doesn't do this.
So I worked at Autobarn at Erina. So how old is Sienna now? I'm gonna say 17 years ago. Anyways, there was a unit that got scratched on the front, so it was on sale. My brother bought it. It was the slide out screen,
Yeah.
and then it had the CD player and DVD player underneath. He still fucking got it in his car. He's still got the fucking car.
Still
Like,
working.
it's still working.
You leave his
Wow,
Hilux alone. It's fucking mint.
It's not fucking. Well, it is. He spent a bit of money on it now.
It will never die.
It's getting there.
It's it needs a turbo.
It does need a turbo.
It's fucking so slow.
No, Chinese wall
You know,
3L.
Yeah,
You've got a pretty good motor.
really.
You've got a pretty good motor sitting in my bay.
Oh, we did
157.
4J.
It's like a
Probably
2000
LN, wouldn't it? Diesel, petrol.
Diesel.
Yeah,
It's
LN.
a LN. Sorry, it's a it's like a
167?
2000 model.
Yeah, 2000 model or 99 model.
Is it?
IFS.
I remember.
Yeah.
Oh, first of all,
I remember
Right,
putting a
yeah.
car trailer on the back of that thing, right? Putting my ute on the back of it. Had to take it to Motorvale for tuning. And it was the only car that we had at the time that had a tow bar. And
it
I'm
will
like,
take
oh,
you
yeah.
4 hours to get there.
Oh, man, it was fucking horrible. And I thought, I'm not going up through Carryong Hill, right? I'm not going up that way because going up through those bends, it's like the second time I've towed a car on a car trailer. I was only young. So I thought I'd go out Rimba, jump on the road at Rimba.
Oh, yeah, at the bottom of the hill.
What? At the fucking bottom of the hill.
Yeah, I don't know.
All
I
these
don't know what it
semis are passing me up the hill, and I'm thinking, oh, for fuck's sake, what
Second
have I done?
But it would do that every day of its life, and it would still do it now, and not fuck up.
Yeah.
That's where I
Yeah,
think it's a good
that
Three
that
L?
instinct,
Oh,
you
yeah,
just,
3L?
you just gotta,
They're 5LE. They're
5LE,
electronic.
just
gotta-
electronic injected.
no matter how hard you put your foot down, it's going the same speed.
Yeah, it wasn't
no
moving.
matter how hard you
I was at one point, like, I was coming up Carryong Hill, and I'm thinking, up Arimba Hill, and I'm thinking, nah, I'm cancelling this. I'm fucking getting off at Gosford. I can't do this. But I was,
You're like so low in the gearbox, you're like,
Yeah.
looking at low range, thinking, maybe I might go back there.
yeah, as I said, these
I'll go
semis are passing me, and I'm sitting there going, yep, okay, 40 Ks, yep, on the freeway. This is not good.
But what you've got to think about too, right, is that if you had the same start at that hill unladen, yeah, okay, you might use it like a gear or two less, but it's still going to be shit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's still
100%.
only going to be doing 85,
80,
90
yeah,
at the top.
80 Ks.
Yeah.
It set the bar low, right? It was
Yeah.
like, this is what I can do. That's all I can do.
Yeah.
But it will do it forever.
Yeah.
It's your noble steed. It's donkey to Shrek.
Yeah. It's like a 1HZ.
Yeah,
but
that's just
That
it. They're
thing will
just
do a
attracted.
million kilometres at 40 kilometres an hour.
I did.
Yeah.
I did say to him the other day, "Get a fucking new car, will you?" Seriously, he's had that car for like 20 years.
Yeah, well, no, actually, get a new car. I'll buy it.
Is it dual cab, extra cab?
Dual cab
Dual cab.
Oh,
I'd
that's a
buy the
shame.
fuck out of that.
with a canopy.
You reckon you should have went hard at that LN106? Try to buy it.
The what?
The,
Oh,
the
that
P
other
platter,
one.
yeah,
Oh, I would-
LN106, and you could
Oh,
have.
yeah.
The one that we
Yeah.
had 12 grand in, 12
Yeah.
grand worth of work, and he
Yeah,
paid 8
yeah.
grand
I
for
was like, please let me do that job.
yeah, he was.
That's my-
He did. He
that's
came to me.
my-
He goes like, that's
Can I have that
that's-
one?
That's
That's
my
me.
thing.
Yeah.
Like, that's why I became a mechanic.
They stopped making Hiluxes in 96.
Yeah,
The
100%.
real ones, anyway.
I would argue like the 2-wheel drive ones and even 4-wheel
The
drive ones of
workmates.
your brothers.
Oh,
shape,
yeah, yeah.
like to about 05.
Yeah.
Like that same shape, but when they went like 2.7 EFI 3RZs, unfucking breakable.
Yep.
Like
I
they
think I've had two.
Best petrol 4-cylinder Toyota
2.7s.
ever made.
I would like my unicorn is a dual cab one of them, like a last RZN 147s or whatever.
Yep.
A dual cab under 200,000 Ks. I would keep that fucking thing forever.
SR, Taco, the blue Taco,
Yeah.
I
would-
those
yeah.
things are sick.
Oh, I would. I love Hilux. I used
Black-
to,
my
I used
black
to
one
polish
was.
it like once a
Yeah.
month. I
it
fucking
did
loved
look.
I
Your
loved
one
it.
looks mean. Your
I had
one.
a 92.
He used to polish it
Hilux,
once a month because it was this
22R.
big.
Yeah, it was only half a car. It was really easy to polish. But it was fucking mint.
I had a mad,
loved it.
I had a mad black 2-wheel drive mini truck one. I
Yeah.
loved it. A 3RZ.
I remember I was selling it, and Jackie's like, "Why are you sad?" I was like, "Fuck off! Don't talk to me." She's like, "Oh, but it paid for our boat. Fuck off."
But now you like the boat.
Yeah,
Talk about boats. We're going to go out the boat this weekend.
I have no idea.
I had a question to ask you about a boat after the
Boats.
podcast.
Ah, You
No, it's
know,
about
you know my
propulsion.
view on boats, mate. You're only
It's
happy
about-
twice owning a boat: the
It's
day
about
you buy it
propulsion.
and the day you sell it.
It's about propulsion. Yeah, well, my boat broke down about 3 minutes after I bought it, and the Coast Guard towed me back in. And he goes, I said to him, like, this is my first time. Like, this is my,
Yeah, I can
like,
tell.
I was real nervous. And he just looked at me, steely faced, and goes, "Welcome to boating, son." And he's like, this is going to be you for
They
a
are a
while.
hole in the water you tip money in.
Yeah.
Yeah. The bigger the boat, the bigger the money pit. No.
No.
That's,
Yeah, when
that's
you're talking
my
about
view. I
putting
work on
Forge
them all
in
the time.
yours,
Yeah, we're going to convert. We're going to take the
Oh,
3
yeah.
litre Mercury's out and put a 4J
You
in
going
there.
all Malaysian on it.
Well, no.
it was just gonna,
Straight drive out the back with a long prop.
yeah, that's all he's gonna
So,
do. Yeah.
okay, that 3 litre Merc Cruiser in his thing, that's just a chop down 202.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
It's
fucking
basically
identical.
the engine out of a VH Vacationer.
Yeah.
Oh, the 1.9 Starfires.
Yes.
Fuck.
That or a Sunbird, one or the other.
my mate had an auto VC wagon that was a 1.9. And I remember it stopped halfway going up. You know where the NRMA used to be in Gosford, Henry Perry Drive, that hill there?
Yep.
So we got the red light at the bottom.
Oh.
Right, and it stopped halfway up. It just ran out of puff. The auto's stalling up. It's still like 2.5 grand. It just wouldn't move.
Those Starfire motors, I've never, used how many timing gears have you replaced in a red?
Yeah.
The Bakelite gears.
Yeah.
They're the same gear in a Starfire. I've never done one.
But
Ever.
it's the same as like turbo 700s, right? Like I used to have a VN V6. I used to go to TAFE at Hornsby, and if anyone's been to Hornsby TAFE, the
hill? Yep.
the hill.
I'm
right?
famous for that hill.
So I used to get to the top of the hill. This thing was stone cold, right? I'd park at the bottom. I used to get there first, and I'd park at the bottom. When I turned around, like afternoon, I'd do a U-turn, go up the hill, be stone cold. I'd get to the top. I'd put it in neutral, and I'd just hold the cunt flat. Right? It'd be dirt, dirt, dirt. I'd get about halfway down, bang, into drive. Did that for 3 years. It loved it. Right? And never missed a beat. I bought a VN SV 5000. Within about 2 weeks of driving it normally, the gearbox blew up. It just shit the bed. I had it rebuilt. That gearbox lasted about a month. I had that rebuilt under warranty. That gearbox lasted about
Do they do it properly
3
though?
weeks.
Like Corvette
But-
servos
but
and
yeah. So I spent
drums and
I
stuff,
spent in I think it was 2004. I think I spent $5 grand on the auto.
Yeah.
Right on this Turbo 700. It was I had to borrow the money off my dad.
Who did your auto?
Automatics, Gav.
Go.
Yeah, Gav did it. And he was the one that ended up telling me, he goes, 700s are basically the same V6 to V8. They just have a different input shaft. Because I was like, because I had a V6 as my daily.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can't kill that. And he goes, no, you won't.
Because they
I,
haven't got enough.
I did
It
it
fits mint. It goes mint on
the
the
day
six.
before.
Yeah.
The day before the V6 was going to the tip. I remember sitting out the front of my mate's panel beater workshop, and I held my foot flat on the accelerator and went reverse drive, trying to blow it up. And it just went, is that all you got? this V8 Commodore, I couldn't drive up Carryong Hill without the gearbox blowing up. Like, I couldn't love it anymore. It just went, no, I hate you.
I remember when I was.
That's why Andy
I had two
fucking
cars that
hates
made that
cars.
hill famous. I had a HT Monaro, 350 Chev, 2-speed. Oh, sorry, I won't say 2-speed glide because that's retarded. Power glide because they're all 2-speed.
Fast and faster. Was
Yeah,
the two
no,
gears.
it was like there was 2 gears. There's burnout and cruise. So I smoked the hill from, they put the
fall
speed
asleep?
humps at the bottom and the gate.
Did you see
Yep.
it?
From that gate to the lights onto,
You'll hear it.
I think it's Gawson Road.
Yeah.
Smoked the Monaro the whole way, 2 tires the whole way up that hill and out to the road. And the other car was my Datsun 1600, which there was 2 light changes. I stopped at the lights and just got on the brakes there. And there was 2 light changes before anyone could move because no one could see where they were going. It was gold.
What?
Oh, I'm just making sure you plugged in so we're actually recording.
It's plugged in, brother. I can
Yeah,
see
yeah,
the
yeah.
recording.
So-
Fuck, it's a bit late now.
Yeah, I know.
I would be
Hang on.
fucking filthy.
Dan's panicking over there. What? We just
Nah, I can see the recording.
I
of the
remember when
screens,
I
that's
went
all
to
good.
I was looking for a car to buy, and there was this nice remember when you get trading posts and they put pictures,
the Bible.
They put the pictures in it.
Bible.
There was
That
a
was
picture
like
of a white VH wagon, just resprayed, and I was like, oh, okay, let's go and check this out. but it didn't say too much in the thing. So I got there, and I'm like, oh, like this car is mint. It looks amazing. Then I popped the bonnet, and I went, the fuck is that? It was the first one that I'd ever seen, the 4-cylinder.
Oh, it was a vacation.
Yeah, and I was like,
Nah.
no.
Not in your life.
No. And even my dad was like,
Did you look at the owner and go, dude, someone stole 2 cylinders out of your engine?
I just looked at him and said, I can see why the ad didn't say too much apart from resprayed.
So my 14th birthday, I thought my parents forgot, right? It sort of came and went, and I didn't really get. I got something present off my grandparents and stuff, and that was it.
Jesus,
And
you're
I was like, what the fuck's going on? And I remember it was on a Thursday, and the Saturday morning, my dad wakes me up and he goes, "Where are you going? Look for a car." Okay.
Because he forgot your
So,
birthday. and
no,
felt bad.
I feel like they did. I feel like they
No,
just
they 100%
fucking-
did.
Anyway, yeah, that's fine.
because they would have
And
said
he's like,
something.
have you got an idea? And I was like, and I used to buy the Trading Post and that. And I was like, well, yeah, this. And it was a Charger. Right.
Oh,
Nice.
dear.
But it was full of rust. It was full of rust. And it was, I think it was $2,000 or something. Right. And I was like, I want to buy this. And he's like, no. And then I was like, oh, okay, well, I've got this other one. It was backup. It was a CL. I liked Chryslers. I didn't know anything about cars. I liked Chryslers. I liked the shape and whatever. And it was a CL Regal, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, that. And he's like, okay, let's go and look at it. And so we went and looked at it. And he's like, oh, yeah, cool. And we goes, we'll take it home and show Mum. She's like, no way in the world. And yeah, that was the end of that fucking debacle. But I ended up with a VH Commodore as my first car. And I've got that when I was 14 and like, I don't know, 3 or 4 days. That lasted the day before I got my L's, and my dad ran it straight up the arse for a concrete truck. So he's like, oh, well, I'll drive it to work to keep it running. And yeah, like,
yeah,
my dad...
thanks, Dad.
My dad couldn't drive a stick of a dog's ass. Like, he's crashed pretty much every car we've owned. And he's like, yeah, just sent it full
What did
tilt
he-
into the back of this phone.
That was like
What did he
Wednesday
say?
rituals in
He's
Trading
like-
Post.
he's
It was
like, oh,
unreal.
he goes-
It's like,
I
you
said,
would
what
have
happened?
seen
He
it
goes, it stopped.
when
I was
they were like,
did you stop? He goes,
when they started putting pictures into the post. That was like towards the end of it.
Yeah.
Before they delete it and just put it all on the internet.
Yeah,
But
see, it was...
we had it before there was
We'd buy
even pictures.
Oh,
it was
just
just
would've-
just ads, and you used to go through with a pen and you just mark the ads.
So
and
on the way
start
to
ringing
TAFE,
people in the morning.
I used to go to TAFE on, I think it was Thursdays or Wednesdays.
Wednesday.
Anyways,
Wednesdays was good. Monday,
Uh,
Tuesday, day
Yeah,
off.
Wednesday.
But-
Wednesday's the
yeah,
best
I did
day.
Wednesday TAFE day.
Best
It was
day.
awesome.
but I used to head to TAFE and I'd pull over at the servo and I'd get my Trading Post, my Picture Mag, and my People Mag.
Yeah, right.
Energy drink of some sort.
3 dreams.
Yeah,
All
probably.
in one.
Yeah, that's it.
Black Fee. Do you remember them?
No.
They're like
They're
double
back
strength.
now.
Are they?
Yeah, I think
They're
it's
like a
Black
double
Beach.
strength. They were mint.
I'm no.
They're
I'm
not
not
mint.
having caffeine.
They were
I
mint.
got a heart issue. Remember, if I have caffeine, it goes. So,
Good times.
well, this has been an interesting one. Just sitting here talking shit again.
Yeah.
So, we got a bit.
Bit of propulsion stuff.
Bit of
Yeah.
propulsion stuff.
Yeah.
We got. Oh, there's one more box up there, but it's only QuantiServe stuff. It's got like a
Conti, what to who?
QuantiServe is one of our other companies which
Okay.
do all the. If there's like a failure, they'll go out and basically investigate why, what, look at everything.
Why it failed.
Yeah.
So, but there's a little black box up there which has got like a bottle opener in it, but it's a
Yeah, we saw that actually.
32 connecting rod, like a Arza 32.
Yeah,
connecting
actually,
rod.
I did see that. Yeah, I did peek at
one-piece
that.
rod.
Yeah, we did pick at that, I think.
Well, another thing I was going to mention, we had the RMS here today.
Yeah, I haven't got a chance to talk to you about that, about the trailer.
Yeah, it was.
Hello.
If
He
they
was
check-
he was the sandiest looking bloke.
I
I've
dropped
ever
a couple of
fucking-
names,
like,
just so you know. I dropped my brother's name and his mate's name. Hey, mate, how you going? Oh, yeah, no, you know. Oh, yeah, he's the team leader. Yeah, all right, sweet.
Oh, yeah,
Does your
right.
brother
Yeah.
work for the RMS?
No, he's a copper.
He's a copper.
The one that comes here?
No, he's at Bunnings.
Yeah, in the nicest possible way, he doesn't look like a copper.
No, he's not a copper.
No.
No, my brother Matt is a copper.
Yeah, oh, yeah, right.
You'll see him too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he comes in, services his own car in his overalls. Fucking loser. I mean, I love you, mate.
Nothing wrong with a boiler suit.
And anyways, so he's come up because we had a trailer here, and it had a VIN plate on it, and we all read the VIN. Even a little 16-year-old I had here for work experience.
He's only 16.
I don't know.
He's a big fella.
He doesn't have a license, so he's riding a push bike, so I'm going to say he's 16.
I feel sorry for that seat.
No, he's riding a Tarago or something.
No, he rocked up here a couple of times on a push bike to get some paperwork sorted.
Oh, right.
Apparently, he's coming back for another week.
He loves that chair.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, so
Bring your
So-
personality.
we
I
looked
don't
at
have
this.
any.
The chassis number was a little bit hard to read, but we could read it. So we read it. We
In an
wrote it
app on their
down,
phone.
and then it's turned out that this trailer was registered in Victoria already. And I'm like, oh, okay, shit. All right, what do I do here? So, anyways, I rang the RMS or the what are they? Vehicle identification unit.
Oh, yeah.
And put in all the paperwork and did all that sort of shit. And then they said, all right, we're sending somebody out for a inspection. I was like, oh, okay. All right, sweet.
Send someone nice.
Yeah, so anyways, he came up and he's like, oh, did you pass it the first time? And I said, well, yeah, I did because I could read, like, you know, you're out here in the sun, you can't read it. If you got it in there in the shade, you can read it. And I said, you know, I've had 4 blokes look at it and we could all sort of make it out. And he's like, yeah, there's 2 numbers there that are a little bit And I'm like, yeah, well, you know, that's what, well, he goes, I think it's a C and a 0. And I said, look at what I wrote down. That's exactly what I wrote down. So he's like, yeah, but what we'll do is rather than going to Victoria and trying to find out if they've put a mistake in down there, we'll just issue a new VIN number. So you got to get a new VIN plate and you got to do this and you got to do that. I thought he was going to kick my ass. He's like, I'm not here to kick your ass. And I was like, heck for that. But we'll see what happens next week.
So you're getting a new VIN for it.
You're getting a new VIN on Monday.
I was fucking
So bad.
I was so scared when my car dramas happened with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you had, 'cause
Yeah.
you had all that.
Yeah, well, went to register my car in April, and it turns out I don't own it anymore, and there's been totally removed out of my name. And I went, that's weird. How did that happen?
Yeah, I'm still driving it.
I'm still driving.
How does that happen?
Well, so it turns out a dealership in the mid-north coast had Colorado come in
Yeah.
with, this is what I was never actually told what happened because they don't tell you what happened. They just say, we fixed it. Great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. No
But
worries.
I did my own research on it. I just looked up used Colorados for sale and went, oh, there's a grey Colorado. Our VIN numbers was 1 digit difference.
Oh, you kidding?
They just put
This
my
is
VIN number.
typo.
Yeah, they put. I reckon they put my VIN number in
Yeah.
because actually the VIN number on their website was right,
Yeah.
but I reckon they've sent the paperwork off to the RMS of the digit wrong,
Yeah.
and they've just
okay. Yeah,
hit my number, and it's just or someone at the RMS has put the digit in wrong,
Yeah.
and it's done this, and then
Because it's
just
match color, same
yeah,
color.
they're just like sweet. So
Yeah.
the registration's been cancelled on the previous owner's end.
Yeah.
But I was like, but I didn't submit any paperwork. So like, there's nothing in my name wasn't anywhere. Like, how did this happen? And-
Yeah.
Right.
But I was just like, it's so annoying because you can't contact Service New South Wales officers directly.
No.
So, but you ring online, you always get a new person, and you have to run through the same process all the time. It's just, I'm just like,
It's like educating half of
yeah,
services in New
but
South
it
Wales
was
about
so
your
annoying.
issue.
I'm just like, because I went and I couldn't do anything, so I had to submit so I rang them and said, this is what happened. They're like, oh, I'll run through the process now. I'm like, no. The car's no longer connected to me. Like, I can't even, like, on your Service New South Wales app, you go to registrations.
Yeah, it's
I had 0 registrations in my name. I'm just
Oh.
like, that's weird.
strange.
Yeah, so I tried. I did notice it a while ago. I saw it. I'm
Because
like,
you're not just like
maybe.
go, I've still got the car physically. I'll just
Yeah.
kick back and let someone else register it every year.
yeah, yeah. And then, but I was like, no, this needs to get sorted because
Yeah.
if that's not right, your green slip isn't going to be
but
right. So
yeah.
all
Imagine
your
having an accident,
insurance,
they go,
all your
"Oh,
This
insurance,
is not actually your car.
yeah. So, but I was like, oh, they're gonna have to. This is gonna take a month. They're gonna have to send some vehicle, like the vehicle identifier squad's gonna have to come up or something like that. But
Well, that's what he said about this trailer. He said if we don't assign a new VIN to it, it could take weeks. And
Yeah.
I'm like,
Oh,
because see, the bloke he's had it for 10 years. He's registering it now, so that he can.
First time it's ever been registered.
Yeah, so he's registering it now so he can tow it to Perth to give to his daughter.
Can you not get a permit for that?
Well, I was just going to say the amount of money he's spending on this and driving to Perth, why wouldn't you buy a new one and fly to Perth and see your daughter?
Yeah, just buy a trailer over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
But yeah, I was fucking so worried about that whole.
all
shit
worked
fight.
out. It was a shit fight, but it all worked out in the end, right?
Yeah,
It was a
that's
similar
it.
thing when I tried to register the KTM, my 250. Because of where they run the wiring, they put the VIN plate as just a sticker on the head stem. And where the wiring runs, it rubs through the sticker. And
Yeah.
then you can't see the VIN. There's like, oh, your VIN's damaged. I can't register this. I'm like, what do you mean you can't register it? Like, it's for a blue slip. He's like, oh, no, because we can't see the whole VIN. I can't register it. I'm like, well, I've got previous rego papers. He goes, it doesn't matter.
But
So can't physically see the numbers. I can't do it. He
wouldn't
goes,
it be
"But
stamped on there?
the VIN is, yeah, but it's also got to match
The plate.
the sticker.
Clients plate.
But the thing is, like, you can contact KTM and send them photos of the damaged VIN plate
just
and
get it.
the old VIN plus the stamp on the head stem, and they will issue you with a new sticker with your VIN on it.
Yeah, okay.
So, and then you just put a sticker on, and away you go.
Well, that's what I got to do with this trailer. I've got to get a new VIN plate and put all the details on it. They're going to email me everything that I can put on it. So, yeah,
Well,
right.
it's not as bad as that car that was in here for a blue slip, but the VIN was
one
it was
one digit. Which one?
the one that
Terrain.
the one that had was the VIN like on the compliance plate looked like it was being scratched out.
Oh, that was no, it was on not on.
Trana.
Was it Toronto?
Trana.
Yeah, and I said no, I
Not
don't.
Trana,
Yeah,
it's Trana.
And
Trana.
Trana. There's
Trana.
one
Trana.
syllable in it.
Yeah,
Trana.
Right. Yeah,
Me Trana, mate. And
Yeah,
it,
that-
like, don't get me wrong, I like Tranas and I like the old stuff and I like trying to keep them on the road, but
that was a little bit too far.
It was
Yeah.
a grey area,
Yeah.
yeah. Like,
Well, you
Yeah.
couldn't see it, and it looked like you'd been attacked with a die grinder.
oh, and don't forget, it didn't have an engine number.
It didn't have an engine number either. I was like, what is going on?
but
You
it
can't.
didn't even look like that. It looked like it had been like it hadn't been ground at. It had been like drilled, like they like tried to drill
Yeah.
holes in it.
Yeah,
Is this in the VIN plate?
Yeah, like where it's stamped on the body.
yeah. So
Oh,
actually, on the
So
body,
instead of like
Yeah, okay.
grinding it off or whatever,
Yeah.
and it looked like like either like a
And-
Dremel or something. There was like
Yeah, it's like
cylinder,
a burr or something.
burr,
Yeah.
like
okay.
burr
and all the
marks where they
plates
tried to, like-
had about 3 mil of fucking paint
Paint-
on
well, you
them.
couldn't read any of the other plates on it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all right.
And it's just like, what's going on here?
No thanks.
I think.
So,
No, similar thing with Monaro. Like you did built the engine in that, and on the Chevs, it's on the deck. You know, so I had the block deck to match piston height and everything.
Yeah.
I fucking took the number off it, and that was. Oh, I'm like, I didn't even notice it until I went to go and get rego inspection.
yeah.
And the guy's like, this is before I had my pink ticket. He's like, there's no engine number on that. I'm like, what do you mean? He goes, oh, it's not there. I'm like, it's painted. I'm like, got a bit of thinners and rub the paint off. It's been machined off. I'll just stamp the old one on. He's like, no, you got to go to the police and have that issued. And they can X-ray it, check it, make sure it's the correct number. It's not a stolen engine and all this. It was such a
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll do that, mate.
it's like, so it's unregistered. So he goes, you've got to take it into Sydney for them to inspect it. I'm like, it's unregistered. He goes, that's not my problem. I'm like, yeah, cheers, mate. So
It's
Yeah.
so, it's so
I end up
ridiculous.
going there, like, I just fuck this. I'll just drive it in. I don't care.
Yeah, that's-
Drive it in there. I don't have an argument. So
Some of the
they check it
rules-
and just like they issue you with like an N. It starts with N for New South Wales and then it ends in P for police, and that's the
number.
number, the new engine number. You just stamp it in. and
Yeah.
that's- It's like, well, why couldn't I just stamp the old one?
Yeah, I was gonna say, and you just stamped it in, right?
Yeah. I stamped the new one in. So, why
So
can't I stamp
did
the
he
old one?
like obviously fail it so you couldn't go anywhere else?
Yeah.
So you had to go back to him.
Yeah.
Fucking dog.
Yeah.
And the worst thing is too is that
That's-
that car now like is not a matching numbers car.
No, because the engine's different.
Exactly.
The engine
right.
number doesn't match. That's why I wanted.
Where-
If
where
I'd
it's got-
seen it,
it's
I would have just
technically
gone.
got the original engine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's technically
Matching
All
numbers,
else is
yeah.
a matching numbers car, which makes it worth heaps more money.
Yeah.
Uh,
Not now.
Oopsies. All
Alright,
right,
miss. What are we at?
hour 44.
Jesus.
God.
Chad loves the long ones. Whenever
Yeah,
Chad's
I
in,
love
we
a
do-
good chat.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
good. It's good.
Yeah, get comfy, people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Have
All
a
right.
good.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.